Alright, what's going on, everybody? C4 here. And this was supposed to actually happen last night. It would have been more, uh, you know, better if it was last night. More better. Great English. After the Philadelphia Eagles victory, we could have talked all Sunday football. But it's just something different because I didn't have time this week to record the episode of the Philadelphia Eagles Connected Franchise Mode. So I figured rather than just, scramble to record one game, we're going to live stream. I don't know how many we're going to play, 2 or 3. Very similar to what we did with the Snowhawks last season, but it's been a while since we've touched base with our Philadelphia Eagles Connected Franchise Mode. So we will be live streaming here today, episode 25. What's up from St. FX? Let's go, Mike Hall. Mike Hill. That's what I'm talking about. That's St. FX. I went to St. FX. I didn't go to St. FX. I've gone to St. FX. So that's St. FX in Canada. Anyways, yeah, it's time. It's time. Yes. So, let's just do some. Let's just jump right into it. There's no reason to stop anything. So for scouting, have we scouted anyone even good here yet? Draft board. Ooh, this is actually the first week. The first week we can scout. So we were at the Philadelphia Eagles. What do we need? We need tackle. Tackle is a big time position to need, and I usually don't like scouting tackles at all because so much is predicated on their bench press. But really, let's just do left and right. Really, there's no real discrepancy between a left tackle and a right tackle in game, to be completely honest with you. You can slide them. They do fine. So we'll just get the second rounders up to the second round anyway. And after that, you pretty much just want to rely on the combine grade. But what we're going to be doing is, yeah, the stream schedule is going to be a little bit crazy. It's not going to be something I'm going to be able to keep up. But we'll be streaming this tonight. Tomorrow night will be our Mutt Squads franchise, our Mutt video. Nick the Plug got a very nice card that I know you guys are going to want to see. And then Wednesday we'll do another Snowhawks rebuild. But I think what I'm going to do tonight, usually I want to try to do at least 3 games. I'm only going to do 2 tonight because after this I have to record tomorrow's video, which is the second episode of Rebuild Roulette. So yeah, so we did our scouting there. We were able to find 1 decent tackle. Update on the team, we're playing fairly well. It's not the updated rosters for those of you that might not have really been catching on with this. So Wentz is, I think right now in the updated rosters, Wentz is like at 87. There's no Jai, there's no Corey Clement. Any other trades that have in the Philadelphia Eagles? Pretty much everything else is relatively the same. Oh, and Wentz rate, yeah, like I said, Wentz's rating's low. Alshon, we re-signed him. We got Antonio Callaway, Saquon Barkley, Cody Connell. Defense is playing well. I guess you could say that the ratings, the ratings are pretty much the only thing that would be off. Because, Jalen Mills has a better rating. Burnett has a better rating. I don't think anyone else really has a better rate. Maybe Michael Kendricks has a point or 2 higher. But other than that, at least the ratings are somewhat similar to what the base ratings are. But yeah, let's just jump right into this game. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time. But because I promised this live stream last night, my internet is terrible, man. Every time it rains, goodbye. Oh, the 84 overall Eagles. What are they going to do against the 90 overall Dallas Cowboys? We gonna see. We are gonna see. But yeah, Wentz's overall is, it's 81. But hey, that gives us an additional challenge. I'm pretty sure right now it's an 87. I think Jalen Mills' rating is like a 75. But actually, that makes me think. Thinking of the cornerback spot, we don't have Patrick Robinson. I think Patrick Robinson, we cut him because he was like a 78 when I started this. He's like an 87 right now, so that would have been a beast to have on our team. But, yeah, like I said, last night I was trying to stream, but it was like just starting to, literally, it was raining and like flurrying a little bit, and my internet could not handle streaming whatsoever. I was worried tonight, too, on my way home. It was, you kind of see a little snow starting to come down. It's chilly as shit. And I was like, oh, no, it's not going to let me stream. But everything looks fine right now. C4, did you see yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of Sean Taylor's death? I did. And as a Philadelphia Eagle fan, I'm thankful that's the only, one minuscule thing. It's 99% absolutely horrific. Was one of my favorite players, even though he's on a divisional rival. Once-in-a-lifetime safety. Who knows where he would have been if he could have had a full career. But there's still that 1%, thank God he's out of the division. As morbid as that sounds, but that's just me as an Eagle fan. Ultimately, man, Sean Taylor is one of my favorite players. As much as it pains me to say, I really did enjoy a player on a divisional rival. Sean Taylor was awesome, man. One of my favorite players in Madden. Back in 2K, this is a feature that I really... Oh my God, opening kickoff. Let's go, Callaway. Oh my God, what a... I think we've had one or two all year. And we get one on the opening drive against the Dallas Cowgirls at home. Thank you. What was I going on about? Okay, so in 2K, this is like, I still play this anytime me and my buddies are drinking, and we get the old PlayStation on. We'll pop in 2K5 because it's still pound for pound the best football game you can play. And they had a mode where you could, like, it was a fantasy draft, so ultimately you pick your base team, and with that you got all the backups and the depth as well as the offensive line and the jerseys. And then you picked your quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a kicker, and a defense. And man, I would always be trying to pick the Ravens, or the Raiders, not the Raiders, the Redskins defense, because Sean Taylor was that dude. I actually remember, like, back in the day, I just skipped playing middle linebacker. I remember I used to play safety, and then I played defensive line ever since, really, probably Madden 2008 or something like that. But big respect there. I remember they used to have a really good defense in Washington. London Fletcher was a beast. Sean Taylor. Can't remember anyone else. Am I on all Madden? I actually, yes, I am. I think, anyways, I have. It's been a while since I did. I know. Remember, week 1 was all Madden, and it was fun. But I don't know if I switched it back or not. I definitely can check after this. It feels like it's all Madden though. Usually you can tell. Let's see if we can get. I missed the extra point when I was thinking. Oh my God, got burnt with the spin move. Usually you can tell from like the kicking bar what difficulty it's on. All Madden has gotten better. I don't know, man. It's just not good. There's no way you can turn it that this is a good Madden game. Like, right now for me, it's playable. It's somehow, some way, the engine is a step back. Like, the engine that they did, someone on Reddit posted it. I think it's 100% what it seems like. It seems like they copied the exact same, like, gameplay code from Madden 17 to 18 and implemented that, kind of mashed it together with the new Frostbite engine. That's why the game's been so buggy and there's been a lot of issues. Because, I mean, I don't know, man. I just hope next year's game is really good. And I'm actually starting to get on the IMV Gaming, that new college game. Like I said, I never would really invest I don't think, as a business student, their model that they're trying to go about raising money for the game seems, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily the right way. Maybe it's the only way. But before I was just kind of like, I was dismissive of it. Now I'm hoping that can somehow come on the market. And it's one of those things, I believe that if that game ever does come to fruition, it can grow if all us in the Madden community that are Madden YouTubers get behind it. So where I was really skeptical, now I'm more so thinking about that. I think that that game comes to, I'm going to support it because something needs to be done. Oh my God, Michael Kendricks make the tackle. Someone asked, do you like Florida's new head coach instead of Chip Kelly? I would have rather Chip Kelly and Scott Frost. Those are my 2 options. And then there was a bunch of names at 3. There was plenty of Florida Gator fans, though, that were Chip Kelly or bust. And I only really wanted Chip Kelly because I thought he could really change the culture. But I think that's probably what Florida didn't want. I think Florida in the interview saw that Chip Kelly wanted a lot of power. Oh, let's go Jordan Hicks. The Cowboy killer is in it. I think Chip wanted too much power. His demands were too high, so then they're like, all right. And then it was pretty clear that if Scott Frost was going to leave UCF, he'd probably go back to his alma mater of Nebraska. So then when you look at the next tier of coaches that are after that, good and or bad, I would probably say you'd have to have Charlie Strong, who was a former Florida... Oh, let's go! Brandon Graham with the sack. You have Charlie Strong, who was Florida's defensive coordinator when they were good. You have Dan Mullen, who we got from Mississippi State, who was Florida's offensive coordinator, a quarterback guru, pretty much under Urban Meyer. He's coached Tim Tebow, Alex Smith, Dak Prescott, all those guys. I think there was another one too that I'm missing. Nick Fitzgerald's obviously been pretty promising right now for Mississippi State. So, considering that those 2 guys were probably the only guys I think that if we missed out on Frost and Chip, I would be fine with. I'm glad that we got Mullen, even though he's like top 5 highest paid head coach now. Because, you know, then you go to the Lane Kiffins. No, my God, don't give me Lane Kiffin. Oh, man, we actually got to get... Man, we got to get Saquon Barkley up punt returns. We don't need any additional punishment to happen. But, yeah, Dan Mullen's not bad. It's not a bad hire. It's not a splash hire. It's very... Like, I compared it to when the Eagles signed Doug Peterson. It's not the worst hire they could do. It's definitely not... a flashy hire, but you don't always need flash. Look at, you know, obviously year 1 Doug wasn't great, but year 2 we're 10-1, so maybe Mullen's the right hire. I don't hate it. I'll put it that way. C4, do a Dolphins realistic rebuild next. I think because I kind of teased a lot of Bills fans. Because last week it came down to basically how it was going to happen last week. I was doing the Buffalo Bills straight up. I told a bunch of Bill fans I was doing the Bills. And then someone proposed I should do the Niners again with Jimmy Garoppolo. And I was like, I want to do that one. So I threw it ahead. So I think this week will be the Bills. And then next week it's going to be wide open. But tomorrow for the rebuild roulette, I'm doing the Browns because Brown rebuilds are what gets the clicks. And I really need to get, oh my God, catch that, Aguilar. And he holds on to it. He might not be the Aguilar with the updated rosters, but in this one, he can at least catch the ball. 27 yards from Carson Wentz. Beautiful. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm going to do the Browns just because, like I said, I really want the Rebuild Roulette series to catch on. And, I mean, in terms of views, it did well. It did pretty much what I wanted. Basically, any rebuild I do that's different, I want to hit at least 10,000. It's a new series. The Denver Broncos aren't a super popular team, so I'm really going to see what happens with the Browns, and how well that's better. Because I really like doing them. So as long as people don't start hating them, I'm going to continue to do them because I find them really, really fun to do. So what's up, C4? I was watching the Saints game the past week. Do you worry about Kamara and Ingram backfield against the Birds? I think they're legit, but I don't know. Well, the thing is, I think I'm only worried about the Saints is Drew Brees. Because the Philadelphia Eagles have stopped pretty much every running back. 99% of the running backs we faced. I think the running backs, Jordan Howard is a really good running back, and the Bears are a really good running team. And Philly, until garbage time when our backups win, held them to -6 yards. Sure, Kamara out the backfield is a little bit worrying. Philadelphia has struggled in the past with receiving backs. But I think what makes, for the most part, the Saints running backfield work is the change of pace. Mark Ingram needs to get going, and then Kamara can get going. And I don't think Mark Ingram can get going against the Eagles, which will a little bit, Kamara is always going to be a worry. Right now, I changed my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's going to Alvin Kamara. I was a big fan of Alvin Kamara. I drafted him in both of my fantasy leagues fairly high. Definitely overdrafted him because I knew a receiving back like that, even with AP, even with Mark Ingram, is going to succeed in that system. Oh my God, we got Chris Thompson, who just got murdered. I just feel like, the Saints are still the #1 team in the NFL. Philly could lose to the Seahawks. We could lose to the Rams. Philly could lose their next 2 games. I would still say, clearly we're going to the playoffs. The Saints are the only team that worry me to come for Philly to come play in the playoffs. Oh, let's scramble. Throw it into Aguilar, and it gets in for the touchdown. I don't think this is on all Madden, now that I'm playing it, but it might be. I just haven't played Madden in 2 days, and I'm torching the Cowboys, who are 6 point higher overall than us. But yeah, man, the Saints team, they're worrying, but I do think that if the Saints now are considered a run team, if you're a running team, you don't want to play the Eagles. So, as much as they worry me about that potential matchup in the playoffs, I think if you're a Saints fan, the one team you don't want to see is the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I guess there's a little bit of mutual despair, maybe, of playing each other at some point. Another question. Who's the Eagles' biggest challenge during our Super Bowl push? Are you a believer? Saints definitely could, man. But the big thing with the Saints is I think they got exposed. I think even with how good Kamara's been, Marshawn Lattimore might be the most valuable player to that team. He was out. Obviously, I think they're missing Okafor, who's had a solid year. But I think Lattimore is the key to success. And when he's out, that defense does not look very good. I don't know the severity of his injury, but I mean, the fact that one guy on the defense is that drastic loss, I think that'd be a little bit worried. But definitely, man, Saints are a legit contender. When are we doing squads? Squads is tomorrow. This is franchise. We're doing franchise today, squad, mutt tomorrow, and then franchise Wednesday. 3 streams in 1 week. Oh, yes. It's true. It's damn true. Oh, come on. How is Zeke hitting this spin move every time? Do you think the Rams will win the division? I think the Rams will win that division. As a Chief fan, you think Alex Smith should be benched? I hope not, because I traded for him in fantasy football a couple weeks ago. I need him to continue to keep playing well. C4, do you agree with Patrick Robinson being an 87? It's, the ratings guy clearly just takes, like, Pro Football Focus grades and makes that their ratings. Like, come on, Darby. Oh, Dak 3 of 3. Like, I'm pretty sure Patrick Robinson's PFF grade's 87, so we just made him that rating. Because, I mean, heaven forbid you actually have, like, an opinion on something besides Dallas. Oh, the Ravens guy sucks. But, I mean, I'm real excited to see the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday. Oh, my God, Des almost broke that. Philly Seahawks, that's going to be a good ball game. Obviously, I would have liked Seattle to be a little bit stronger, but it's still tough on the road with Russell Wilson. It's definitely going to be a very, very tough matchup, and I would not be surprised if you told me, man, Philly lost a close one to Seattle. I'd go, yeah, they're still a good team. But I expect us to win. I think with the Legion of Boom out. But the thing that... Oh, come on. Oh, my God. There you go. I haven't played in a couple days with that whiff. A big thing to take a look at with how the Eagles have been beating teams is Eagles are stopping the run. Well, the Seahawks don't run the ball. They can't run against anyone, so it's Russell Wilson why he keeps them in games. So I think that's kind of a positive that the Seahawks have going for them. The ratings guy's on. He's terrible, man. He's not very good. See, what do you think about the Giants? They're trash. I have a mock draft coming out Thursday, which I talk about positively the Giants and where they should go with the draft. I think Wisconsin will beat Ohio State. I cannot wait for football stat. I might actually have to make a predictions video or something. People said on Twitter, well, because my football related videos have been doing fairly well. Oh, let's go, Malcolm Jenkins on the sack. Boom, let's go. Like when I did the Pro Bowl picks, or I talked about that. Like anytime it's like football theme that's not really a series. Seems to be doing well, so I don't know if I'll do some picks or something for college football. But this is one of the best times of the year, championship week. I hope Wisconsin wins. I hate Ohio State, so I like parity. If Ohio State wins, there's still somehow a chance that it'll be friggin' Alabama, Ohio State. Just watch it be Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson in the college football championship. I just want parity, man. I'm sick and tired of seeing the same teams over and over again. And, yeah. The ratings guy gave Melifano 86 hit power. Yeah. That's like one of those guys doesn't watch football. It's like, yeah, Melifano was like George Aloka on the friggin' Bengals. Just because he's 6'4", 200 pounds doesn't mean he's like a big-time tackler. He's a coverage guy. He's like a big zone cover player. Oh, my God. Zach better. Oh, my God. He's going to get a first down. 3rd and 22. Oh, that was bad. Elon, that's a valid point. I would say that's a nitpicky point because, I mean, they're ready. There's not a whole lot that could change there. But, yeah, after that Giants game, this Eagles team has not faced a whole lot of adversity in the fourth quarter. But, I don't know. Before I did this stream, I was watching a lot of, like, the MVP talk, like Brady versus Wentz. Oh, there's no way. I think Tom Brady and Wentz are, though they're the two front runners, there's no way to discredit what Tom Brady's done. But it seems like the only debate, Wentz has better numbers. The only number Wentz doesn't have a better stat is passing yards. And that's because Carson Wentz has been pulled multiple times this season. And he's thrown, like I said, 5 passes in the fourth quarter, where Brady has, I think, like 60-plus more attempts throwing the ball. It's the best player. The MVP is Carson Wentz right now. There's still some more season to go. But the worst thing I've seen is that Brady has adversity and Carson Wentz doesn't. It's just like, that's ridiculous. Or Brady has less weapons. It's like, oh, you just got Gronkowski there. You 19 running backs. Like the Patriots offense is built like the Eagles, just rotational running backs like crazy. I debated the Patriots have better receivers than the Eagles. There's no way to debate that. Brandon Cooks offers pretty much nothing that really Philly can replicate in terms of speed. They have Gronk, who's a touchdown machine. Oh, that's a forced fumble. I don't know. I think the debate's kind of dumb. Thank you, Ahmad, for the donation. Do you think Hugh Jackson will get fired this year? If I am the Cleveland Browns, I am firing Hugh Jackson. I think they've been, for a team that has the investments they made on the offensive line, it is tough to win without a quarterback, and I don't think Deshaun Kaiser necessarily is that quarterback yet. I would definitely like to see them splurge on some weapons in free agency to give him another shot. But, you got to win some games. You got to find a way to win games. That's the way I'm thinking. And he's not finding a way to win those games. So I would fire Hugh Jackson. Is Zach Ertz a top 3 tight end? I would definitely have Zach Ertz as the 3rd best tight end in football right now. Well, all I'm going to say, yeah, you see with the Saints and stuff, but you can't discredit Marshawn Lattimore's been absolutely incredible. Is anytime anyone wants to try to discredit what the Eagles are doing or what Carson Wentz is doing by saying, oh, our team has this going, we're not playing. Philly has had as big of impact injury losses as any other competitive team this year. We're missing a top 3 left tackle, which is, after the quarterback, maybe the most important position. We're missing one of the best special team third down backs in football, which we've been able to replace, but we're still missing that. And we're missing our signal caller, our leader of our defense, the guy that wears the helmet that talks to the coach, and Jordan Hicks. I'm not saying that it becomes a competition of who's losing more, but the Eagles have significant losses that it seems like a lot of people that are trying to discredit the Eagles are glossing over. Like, I understand every team, pretty much. Maybe there's a couple teams, actually. Like, do the Rams have any really bad injuries off the top of my head? Maybe not. But every team's had their injuries. It's just, I don't know, I guess, I don't know, try to discredit what Philly's done. It seems like that's like the one big issue. It's like, oh, they don't have adversity. Well, sorry that our team drafted well. We have depth. We have a guy, Carson Wentz, that can make players around him better, which is one of my favorite things that's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Is so many people are like, well, Philly doesn't have any adversity. It's because the backups are playing very, very well, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And why are those backups playing very, very well? It's because Carson Wentz is making those guys better. So that is exactly the trait that you want. Tom Brady makes those around him better. Drew Brees makes those guys around him better. So does Aaron Rodgers. Elite quarterbacks, that is the number 1 intangible that you want. Look at that dime. And that's what we're getting with Carson Wentz. I like to see that from a second year. Robert Woods, the Rams leading receiver. So he was out for 1 game, though. He hasn't been hurt for multiple games. He's been... If it's an ongoing issue, then yeah, it's a loss. But I think missing a game or 2 is not significant enough. Oh, my God. Come on. Oh, Saquon. We're just... Oh, is Sean Lee missing? What? This Dallas Cowboy defense is playing like Sean Lee's missing. Who did you want selected with our first pick? I was all in on Marshawn Lattimore. Especially when he slipped out of the top 10 and when the Saints were picking at 11. He was always my number 1 pick. My viral video of me trashing the Derek Barnett trade. Trashing the Derek Barnett pick, again, you have to relate it back to I hated defensive end. I was livid that the Philadelphia Eagles didn't try to trade up to get Marshawn Lattimore, which I guess, seeing how well Lattimore played, makes me look, add a couple more points to my scouting IQ, because I was super high on Marshawn Lattimore and Sidney Jones. But in retrospect, man, I'm happy with it. You can't be, thinking in hindsight over again. Marshawn Lattimore's a great player, and it looks like Derek Barnett's going to be a beast as well. And it gives us some luxury in case Vinny Curry doesn't want to take a big-time pay cut. We can move on from there, cheapen up some more cap, and potentially be able to re-sign Alshon Jeffrey. C4, who my top 3... Okay, first we'll go. Alex asked, who is going to win the Heisman? I think it's going to be Baker Mayfield. But there's a chance he won't. Let's go, Ertz. Oh, my God. Let's go, Zach Ertz. First down. I'm not so sure how, prude the voting is, because obviously with the off-field stuff, that could have, flagged Baker Mayfield from winning it. And when you look at stats, after Baker Mayfield, I mean, what do you call it's playing well. Lamar Jackson is putting up astronomical numbers. As Saquon Barkley gets in for the touchdown. This is a damn blowout. But, man, I don't know. I think it's Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is the best player in college football. But I don't know if I can outright say he's going to win, because I don't know if the off-the-field stuff's going to kind of weigh against that. Yeah. Someone asked who the top 3 quarterbacks are in this draft. Well, I have a mock draft coming out Thursday, which I think is going to be... Right now, I look back at it. It was almost 40 minutes. I think it actually went over 40 minutes. I wanted to switch one of my picks, but I'll just stick with it. Like I said, we'll do different renditions throughout the year. But I like Josh Rosen at 1, Sam Darnold. Honest, how I feel about the quarterbacks would be Josh Rosen at 1, Lamar Jackson at 2, and then Sam Darnold at 3. But, I think in terms of talent, it's going to go Rosen, Darnold, and then... I still think Josh Allen. I think there's going to be teams that see a lot of Carson Wentz in him, and they're going to try to gamble on him, have him sit for a year, and get him ready to play in 2019. C4, are you going to an Eagles game this year? Well, I've always said to myself that I would go to the Eagles game if they ever made the Super Bowl. And it's looking like that might be a chance. But I was looking at the prices, man. The Canadian dollar is terrible right now. It's going to be, like, I'm going to say if I can find a way to go. Minnesota, like, I mean, it shouldn't be too expensive. I'm looking at, like, hotel rooms, stuff like that. If I could go to the Super Bowl for, like, $4,000 or less, I would go. But if not, I'm trying to, like, save up all my money to you know, get a house, move into a great new house. Because we got the old kiddo, so it might not be able to happen this year, but I don't know. I'm one of those people that at the end of the day, you know, as long as, you know, there's still food on the table, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We never know if your team's ever going to make the Super Bowl or win it and stuff. I don't know. I don't know yet, but that would be the only thing I would go to this year. Next year, I want to go to a night game. I want to go to a primetime game in Philly. I've been to Philly a couple times. I love it. Awesome city. One of my favorite cities I've been to in America. Oh, my God. Put pressure on him. Dak has been torching us. Who's the most overrated player in the NFL this year? Most overrated, I would say... I don't even know. Is it really an overrated player? Maybe Le'Veon Bell, just because he hasn't, like... Le'Veon Bell's having a down year, but it's still... I don't know. That's a tough one to say he's overrated. He's not having a... I still feel like... I don't know if it was the competition of David Johnson that made Le'Veon Bell better, or it's just the fact that... Oh, my God, get the sack! Get the pick! Good pass deflection. That's a tough... I'm going to think about this one for a sec. Most overrated player. Like I said, Le'Veon Bell. There's just something about Le'Veon Bell that has me thinking him. I don't know what it is. Like I said, his stats... He's still probably, what, a top 3 running back in stats? So I'll retract the Le'Veon Bell statement. Oh, let's go Tim Jernigan. Flex on him. Show them gold teeth. No, I wouldn't say it's Alex Smith either, because I think to be overrated... He started off hot, but I don't think there's a whole lot of people right now that are saying that Alex Smith's still really, really good and stuff. He is who we thought he was. What is Von Miller doing anything this year? Does he have like 7-8 sacks? He's not having like a defensive player of the year. I mean, I don't know. The Von Miller hate comes from the NFL ranking. Come on, Derek Barnett. Oh my God, Dak is killing us with his feet right now. Overrated player. Man, that's a tough one. That's that's like one of the best questions I've been asked right now in a live stream. Making me think. Like, I can't even focus on the most overrated player in the NFL. Right now, I'm putting Von Miller at 1 until I think about... I'm trying to go through every single team and, like... I mean, like, Shady's not playing like a top 5 running back, even though he should be. But, I mean, and then the Bills aren't really playing that well, so how much can you put that on Shady? I'm just looking at superstars. You gotta think of, like, legit players. I have it. And people aren't gonna like it. I know there's some fans of this team. I might have to go with Kirk Cousins. Honestly. Because when you think about overrated, so many teams think that, like, oh my God, if Kirk Cousins hits the waiver wire or free agent, he's going to be my team's big franchise QB signing or all these things. Like, all Kirk Cousins has ever done is have really nice passing yard numbers. I know the wide receivers aren't really working there, but it's your job on the franchise quarterback to get that rapport going with Terrell Pryor. If Terrell Pryor is your big signing and the whole thing is like, oh, well, there's no consistency between him and Kirk Cousins. If you're a franchise QB, you make it work. You find a way to make it work. It's not happening. And then it just seems like second half, you're just waiting for Kirk Cousins to throw a costly interception. I think that's why the Redskins have been so inconsistent. They're a really solid team. Kirk Cousins is a solid QB. But I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins based on the fact that so many teams think that if the Redskins don't re-sign him, he can be the savior to the franchise. When in reality, I mean, he hasn't done a whole lot, to be completely honest with you. Kirk Cousins looked really good when he had really good players around him. And, that's the mantra of a lot of good quarterbacks. But for all these teams that want to get him, they don't have a lot of good players. But their fans are optimistic that Kirk Cousins would be the change that their franchise needs. So I'm going with him. Third and goal, let's go. Let's hold him out here. I mean, Dak is actually playing fairly well. I don't know what his overrating is in this Madden. So I should have checked that before. I think Dak's actually like high 80s, where Wentz is still in 81. That's a false start there on Cooper. Back him up. When do you think the Niners will make the next Super Bowl? Gotta be a while. Winner of the SEC championship, winner of the ACC. SEC, I think it is going to be Georgia, unfortunately, but I will change that if Kerryon Johnson plays. If Kerryon Johnson doesn't play, I mean, Cameron Petway is another really good running back. He's hurt. That is a run-first team. Even though Stidham looked really good, they need to have that balance, and I don't know if against Georgia they will have said balance. I'm pulling for Auburn. But I think if Kerryon Johnson doesn't play, I'd say Georgia wins the SEC. I think the ACC is going to go to Clemson. What was the other question you asked? Big Ten, I'm pulling for Wisconsin. What I think about the Crabtree Talib file is hilarious. I retweeted it when I saw it. I was like, that would happen again, wouldn't it? Kerryon Johnson is a beast. I would say, though, it's like one of those things. I wonder if he would have got nearly as much hype if Petway didn't get hurt. But I'm definitely going to be using Kerryon Johnson in one of my rebuilds. The only thing that's been, tough in the rebuilds, there's still a bunch of really good running back prospects. I think we've only used Saquon Barkley and Bryce Love as our running back. It's just not a lot of teams we've rebuilt yet need running backs. But hey, when we do the Miami Dolphins, we might need, I definitely want to use Darius Geis. I definitely want to use... when we get a little bit older in the franchise, Najee Harris, Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. Plenty of good running backs. Just, we haven't had the opportunity to really draft any of them young bucks. Are you ever going to do COD? I'm thinking about just streaming it. I play Call of Duty all the time. Like last night I couldn't live stream, so I knew the servers on Xbox were kind of wonky. But I've been playing a lot of zombies. The multiplayer for COD this year has not really been that fun. It's not bad. It has its issues. It's a terrible launch. The game, for what it is, has not been... It felt like very less like this Madden, where, was there any quality control, any testing to make sure everything worked? But it's still fun. It's boots on the ground Call of Duty. It doesn't give it a pass. It's still, I would say, a bad game, but it's something to play. But I have been playing, hardcore zombie sessions with my buddies. We've been going, almost up to... I've never been a zombies player. I've never gone, past, round 15, but we're getting to, round 30 and stuff, so I might stream that some night. But the only problem if I do a stream like that is that there's not going to be a lot of chat involvement because I'll just be talking with them. I don't really know if that's kind of something you guys would be into or not. But yeah, and then when PUBG comes out, I'm definitely want to try that. Who do you think will make the college football playoff? Right now, I think that it'll be... I'm going to say what I want. I think what I think is not popular enough. I don't really want to think about it that way because what I think is... redundant. I think it's going to be a lot of familiar faces. I think it will be Clemson, Wisconsin, Auburn, Oklahoma. I think that would be a really fresh change up. I think the Hurricanes are too inconsistent to beat a team like Clemson. I'm not sold on Kelly Bryant whatsoever as a quarterback prospect. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't think he's very good at all. He's not bad. Obviously, he's able to win some games, but he's one of those dudes. He's not going to be, from what I've seen, he doesn't have the arm talent to really be the next Deshaun Watson. I think he could be a decent guy, but I think that who's the guy they're getting? Trevor Lawrence, who was the Elite 11 winner. I could definitely see him being the starting QB. I know a lot of Clemson fans. Clemson's probably my second team I like to watch after the Gators because of Brian Dawkins. It seems like a lot of Clemson fans don't even think he'll be the starter next year. I mean, his play's not been that great. He's just been able to run and extend plays with his feet a little bit. But yeah. Is Bama overrated? They're not overrated. They just, for some reason, don't play well against Auburn. Oh, pick that off. Oh, my God. You got to pick that off, Malcolm Jenkins. Wouldn't let me switch to him. Deion Kane first round in my mock draft. Let me see. Yes, I have Deion Kane going first round in my mock draft. What's a team that people are going to sleep on that's a limited chance of winning the Super Bowl? I don't know how you sleep on it. You know what? If I had to pick, my wild card to win the Super Bowl, I'd go with the Chargers. They have a veteran quarterback who might be able to put it together when healthy. They have great weapons. Keenan Allen's on fire, and they have a capable defense. So So I think, like, outside, excluding, obviously, I'd say the Patriots, Vikings, Saints, Eagles, Steelers. Those are probably the big 5 right now. If people like, oh, yeah, they're going to, you know, they're obviously going to be contenders. I think the Chargers would be my outside team right now. And I'm always going to call them the San Diego Chargers. Let's be honest. They're still San Diego to me. Damn it. I don't think people are sleeping on the Jags or the Rams right now. At least not as much as the Chargers. Because Rams, high-flying offense, I just don't think that they don't control the game as much as the Eagles. Very similar in terms of just, you know, night and day from how they were last year to this year. But I think the Philadelphia Eagles are able to run the ball better in the fourth quarter. It seems like, even though Todd Gurley, for me, is an MVP candidate, you know, I watched Todd Gurley play. It just seems like he is still inconsistent. He has big plays. He's getting better development in the passing game. But he's just not consistent enough late in the game to kind of close the game out. It still feels like in games that the Rams should be just running the clock out and finishing up. The other team gets the ball and gets a couple more plays and opportunities to close the game up or try to tie it. Whereas the Eagles, we're finishing the job. We're doing the deal, baby. Oh, let's go. Alshon with the nice little catch. This is a body bag. 10 of 10 for Wentz. Looking perfect. What position do you think has the best depth in this class? On offense, I would say tackle. Offensive tackle. On defense, I would say safety. I think the safeties in this year's draft class are really good. Who get the number 1 pick in the draft? I think it's going to be the Browns. The Niners are going to go. It looks like if Beathard's hurt, the Niners are going to go with Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo, what do they have? 1 win right now? I think Garoppolo can get them 2 wins. And I don't think the Browns are getting 2 wins on the season. Oh, Saquon got popped. What? Is Goff a top 10 quarterback? Right now, for this season, yes. If you're going at the league as a whole, he's probably, I would say he's probably in that like 10 to 15 range. Very much closer to 10. I was listing all the QBs. Best running back on the Eagles. It's Jay. The Atlanta Falcons look hot. You're a Panthers fan. They're looking good, man. They're sorting their shit out a little bit. Oh, that's a bad pass. Still makes the connection with Zach Ertz on third. Oh, that's perfect for Wentz. C4, do you think the Redskins take Lamar Jackson? They don't re-sign Kirk Cousins. I don't think that. I just kind of look at how did Jay Gruden handle RG3. Jay Gruden clearly did not think RG3 was the quarterback of his team. Lamar Jackson's in that mold. I think if Jay Gruden remains their coach, which I think he will, they'll want a more pocket passer. I would say Baker Mayfield to the Redskins is more of a likelihood than Lamar Jackson. Hell yeah, John, man. I remember for as long as I was an Eagle fan, back to the Andy Reid days, Philly was always bad in the red zone. So this year, it's night and day from the last, 15 years of the Eagles. Even with McNabb, T.O., all those guys, Philly was never good in the red zone. Michael Vick. With Michael Vick, you figure you could just bootleg it in. Still, we're not good in the red zone. So it's definitely nice to see. Shout out to CG Vids. Well, Chris Thompson. Oh, the Joe! Oh, get on. Chris Thompson. Nice little change of pace back replacing Darren Sproles. Oh, my God. The smash and dash with him and Saquon. Loving it. Again, credit to Madden and the ridiculous. Oh, that's a miss. Oh, I got it. Nice. Credit to Madden and the ridiculous AI for the Washington Redskins cutting Chris Thompson. I saw that EDP is back. That's brutal. Most dominant player in the NFL. I'm going to say when healthy right now, if we're going to exclude just QBs, I feel like it might be Gronk. I think you might have to give it Gronk. When he's healthy, he's just unstoppable. You can't cover him. There's certain players in this league, you can cover, you can kind of, do your best against Julio. I'd say Gronk and Antonio Brown are like that right there. Stream this more. It's awesome. I'm going to try to stream more. Streaming, in reality, streaming is way easier for me because when I render a video, It takes so long. It takes so much of my time. A stream is way easier. I don't know if I'm going to, like, transition. Oh, my God. At least the franchise modes, the Snowhawks and the Eagles, into streams. If these are well received and get about the same amount of views as they were when they were singular uploads, I probably will continue to do it just because it's a little bit easier on my schedule. But, I mean, I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll see how well it goes. What do you think about Malik Rozier? I like him, man. Even though he got benched or whatever, I think he's a guy I would take a gamble on in the draft. Wouldn't cost you a high draft pick. I like what I saw. Some flashes. If Carson Wentz wins MVP and Eagles make the Super Bowl, do you think that they will lose because of what happened with Cam and Matty Ice? You know what? To be honest with you, I have no notions about this Eagles team. I mean, someone was trying to troll me the other day, saying, "Oh yeah, you know the Eagals, right? That Eagles team, they'll be one and done in the playoffs." Like, what about the Eagles do that? Like, this is not a team, like, any history the Eagles have, there's no one there from this organization that's still here. It's a completely new thing. The only thing you can have against the Eagles is there's no experience. But to that, I say, it's the unknown. Who knows? You do not know what this Eagles team's going to look like in the playoffs. I don't think that, I'm not a superstitious guy outside of the fact that the Eagles are 10-0 in games that I've watched with my son. But, I don't know. I hate those arguments. I just hate oh, yeah, remember the Eagles with Andy Reid, they can never win the big one, so get ready for that this year. It's like, what? Get off my timeline. For the love of God. Nothing has to do with anything else. Who do the Packers take in the draft? I'll tell you the position from my first mock draft. Like I said, it'll change plenty of times. I have an edge rusher. They're getting a guy that can get after the quarterback. I think if you're the Packers, you look at corner, getting a defensive back, an edge rusher, or offensive line. Because I don't think where they're going to pick a tight end. I mean, they probably could maybe use a big playmaking tight end, but I don't think there's one where they will pick. I don't think there's a tight end in this year's draft class that should be picked before pick 20. Oh, there we go, man. Look at that Wentz. Perfect. Let's see if we can actually go this whole game without throwing an incompletion. I'm on fire right now. But I'm pretty sure we're not playing at all Madden. We'll play all Madden for the next one. But honestly, my buddy was asking me the other day, he's like, so what's your goal for the Eagles now? Super Bowl or bust? You need to understand that this is an Eagles team wasn't built to win in year 2 of the Wentz era. This is an Eagles team that was built to win in like year 4, like right around when it was like, all right, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, these guys are getting a little bit older. This is about time that we got to win now because we're not going to have these guys for much longer. We're in year 2. So all I want to see in reality right now for this Eagles team, 12 wins. I want 12-4 minimum, and I want 1 playoff win. I'm setting the bar exceptionally low, and if Philly wins 1 playoff game and they lose in the championship, I'm still happy. The future is bright for the Philadelphia Eagles. I want them to win the Super Bowl. I think they can win the Super Bowl, but as far as my expectations, I would like to see an NFC Championship berth and 12 wins. Do I like WWE? I watch it here and there. It was a vice when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite things when I was growing up. Now it's there's so much of it, it's hard to follow, but I do when I can. If the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, Philly, how do you stop Gronk? I don't think you really stop Gronk. It's more so you need to contain him. You should do more collabs with Bengal Designs. I've never done a collab with him. I'm just not a fan of the speed rebuilds, to be honest. I hate that form. Like, there's, what's his name? RBT does speed rebuild collabs and stuff like that. It's never really interested me. I just don't like that style. I mean, I never know. I won't rule it out doing it, but if there's something else, I mean, like I said, I won't rule out doing collabs with anyone. Once I get my new setup in, that I can actually, like, face cam and record game at the same time, I'll definitely be looking into collabing some more guys. Get some more exposure for the channel. But I just don't like speed rebuilds. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it's always like, you show one speed rebuild, you show the other. Some guys are louder than the other ones, but it's like the gameplay and stuff. It's I don't know. It's too similar. You'd be happy with Wentz getting playoff again. That should be the expectation. I want to win though. I don't want to be one and done. I don't want to be the Dallas Cowboys of 2017. I just want 1 win. That's all I want to see. I want to see Carson Wentz get his nose wet and look good doing it. Oh, there we go. Jalen Mills on the sack. Second sack for a defensive back. Dak Prescott just wants out of this game. Ezekiel Elliott not playing. Biggest NFC threat? Saints. Speed rebuilds are so... Like I said, man, yeah. I don't know, maybe the roulette thing will catch on. I could have some people on for rebuild roulette. I don't know. Thoughts on the Packers game last night? I didn't really watch it, to be honest with you. I thought that game was going to suck. I turned it on. I watched pretty much most of the fourth quarter, and that was really it. A little bit of the third quarter. I mean, I don't know. I'd say that game more reflected of how inconsistent and hot and cold the Steelers can be. Excuse me. What do you think about Chip Kelly going to UCLA and Florida getting Dan Mullen? I like Mullen. Not my number 1 or number 2 signing, but I like it. I think Chip Kelly was scared of Alabama. I think if Chip Kelly wanted a challenge, if he really wanted to cement his legacy, if he wanted the best opportunity, he would have went to Florida. Florida's just a better school than UCLA. But, you know, I don't think Chip could handle the expectations of Florida, nor going up against Alabama if, you know, he can build a competitive team. So I think he went the easier route. He took the easier option. Should call out Parent Crow. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. We're working on something potentially coming soon. Come on. Oh! Oh my God, you missed that! When did Carson Wentz become Dak Prescott? How did you miss that throw? When do I do live videos? The only consistent date is more often than not I do stream on Tuesday nights. So best way to keep up is on Twitter. On my Twitter at beastmode_TV. I always post a couple hours before I plan on streaming. So that's an easy way to stay in touch. Oh no. Do I still play older Madden games? I did the retro rebuild, which I will continue to do. Yeah, so I occasionally will play an older Madden. They're in a mile here. What's going on, everyone? Stopping in. Thanks for popping in here. Are Cowboys overrated? I don't know if they're overrated. They had bad injuries and they have no. Oh, we should have thrown at the friggin'. Oh my God! Look at Carson Wentz staying on his feet like a beast, and he throws it. Oh my God! How did? Oh my God! Oh, there's just a lot happening there. Oh, you gotta change your Twitter to C4 as well. I don't think I can change. I can change the name, but I can't change the handle, so I think that will stay the same. But yeah, the rebrand is on. I hope to have by like January, everything will be just rebranded as C4, except my Twitter, because I got too many fire tweets and too many. I built that Twitter up too much to just get rid of it and start a new one. Wow, my girlfriend just texted me and said Rachel from Suits is marrying Prince Harry. Good for her. Or good for him. Prince Harry, a.k.a. Carson Wentz. That chick is hot. That chick is definitely on the bangable list, I'll tell you that. Thoughts on long shot? I think that's a mode they shouldn't. That should be one and done. I don't think it's not a good mode. The fact that they're definitely you could change your Twitter. I can do that. I might need to look into doing that. I actually think I tried to. I don't think C4 is available, and I think something stupid might not really work out. It might as well just stay Beast Mode TV. A lot of people know me that anyway. So I guess maybe if I build up now and everyone forgets that I was once upon Beast Mode TV because I'm C4 on here, they'll be like, oh, but his handle's Beast Mode. Remember those days? Or something. I don't know. Are you scared of the Vikings? I am actually not scared of the Vikings. They're a good team. I kept sleeping on them in my Twitter power rankings. I think they're number 3 right now. They're a really good team, but the Philadelphia Eagles are designed to beat the Vikings. Oh, come on. Bills rebuild this week? Yes. What will the new logo be? I actually have a design, like a rough template. It's just a C4, but it runs like the C and the 4 kind of combine, because just act like you drew a C, and then you use the hook of the C to make a 4. But I gotta look at buying some graphics packages and shit like that. I can probably do it myself. I just don't have enough time. And usually people will, like, some people give me for free exposure. If I just show them on Twitter, they'll do a bunch of graphic work. Or I'll just, you know, I can not be a cheap ass and pay for it. But, yeah. Nathan Peterman rebuild. I don't think so. Do you do any draft champions or ultimate team? On every Tuesday, well, not every Tuesday, but I would say 90% of Tuesdays, yeah, I play Madden Ultimate Team. I tried building the Eagles GOAT team, and then I actually was keeping up. I had every good Philadelphia Eagle card that was released, outside of really Brandon Graham and Brandon Brooks. And then in the span of a week, they released like a legendary Eric Allen. They released like 3 Team of the Week Eagles, like an Alshon Jeffrey that's super expensive. They have the new Lane Johnson. There's a special new Eagles legend that you will see tomorrow. Ha ha. But it's just being so damn expensive. But, yeah. Why do 7-year-olds play Call of Duty? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know why they just played first-person shooters. Like, I was trying to play Overwatch, and there was a 7-year-old on my team being an offensive Symmetra. Only people that play Overwatch get that. And we told him to switch. He did not realize why we're asking him to switch, because he was 6, 7 years old. Ridiculous. What's your thought on the Tennessee stuff? Well, I think Shiano, from a coaching standpoint, Shiano's not bad, but he has all the off-field of being a dick. You have the Sandusky cover-up. It was just a PR nightmare. You're a huge Eagle fan. I've been a fan for 5 years. I live where Carson Wentz lives, so you're from North Dakota. I've been after the Eagles. Been watching them in college forever. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. You have the connection with Wentz. He's an awesome guy, from what I can tell. You have a special card, John. Did you see what card Nick got, or did you guys better not have? Well, you guys might have bought the same special card. And if that's the case, I think we only need one, and one of you guys should give me the card that you want. But I'm actually getting pretty close to being able to afford that legendary Eric Allen, so I can have a nice, at least one really cool Eagles card outside of my my really nice LeGarrette blunt, my 91 blunt. Is Jason Peters going to be back for next season? I really can't answer that. I feel like if he retired, I wouldn't be surprised. If he returned, I wouldn't be surprised. But, I mean, I hope he returns. I hope he returns on, I think Jason Peters will return. Oh, my God. Come on, Darby. There we go. Malcolm Jenkins keeping him out the end zone. I think if Philly goes to the NFC Championship and we fall short, I think Jason Peters will come back for one big push. And I think if we win it all, I could definitely see Peters and Sproles not returning. Just saying, all right, thanks for our rings. Moving on. It's not nearly as great as Nick's. Oh, you got the 94. There you go. I can almost afford it. I think the last time I saw it, I think he's like 600K, and I almost had 500. What a sack! Well, it's not a sack, but what a play from the Cowboy killer here. Jordan Hicks having one hell of a day. Do you think that IMV college game will happen? If I was betting on it, I would say no. I think there's way too many hoops that they're going to have to jump. But I hope it does. Oh, come on, Nate Gary. Oh, there we go. That's big defense there, Malcolm Jenkins. Tackling Zeke in open field. But I hope it does, man. I would play the shit out of the game. Help promote it. Madden needs a competitor. You should have a thing. My girl, whoever, what did it say? CG, whatever you said for the fan mail stuff. My girlfriend wanted me to open a P.O. box so that you guys just send me random football stuff. Like if you just went to a thrift store and stuff. P.O. boxes are expensive in Canada. It was like $80. I think it was $80 a year, which is not that big. But for something that I don't even know if it would be worth having, I was like, hell no, I'm not paying $80 for a fucking box at the mail store. Grow up. That's like iDubbbz or whatever. Not really a big fan of iDubbbz, but his content cops are funny. Oh, let's go, Brandon Graham. 3 sacks on the day for Brandon Graham. Oh, my God. He's pushing in the Cowboys pooper. What do you think about Chip to UCLA? It's a good fit for UCLA. Chip back in the Pac-12. Scouting, recruiting got a whole lot difficult, I'll say that. Oh my God, bricks for Hayes. Since you live in Canada, you should do a meetup. I'd go. Well, here's a little insider here. I'm pretty sure I actually have a tax man, and he said that if I went to Philadelphia, if I somehow did a meetup, an official meetup, I met at least one fan and talked about it, I could claim a lot of the trip and write it off. Not a lot of it, not enough to say I'm just gonna take trips left, right, and center, but. Realistically, if I was going on the cheap side, it costs about $2,000 to go to an Eagles game, stay there for the weekend. So I could probably cut that in half if I did a meetup at the Eagles game. So I probably will do that, though. Boom! And you guys that are old enough, we can grab a couple beers. Yes, as a John, you're going to be my tax accountant in America. That's what we're going to do. I didn't know you were a tax accountant. I think you mentioned it before. But I can write off, basically he said I could write off the plane ticket. Pretty much, I think he said I could write off everything for what I'm doing outside of my hotel. Which I could be wrong. I don't know. Canada law might be different than America tax, but yeah. Let's do a meetup, guys. We'll do a meetup at the next Eagles game. Hopefully you're old enough to, yeah, like I said, drink beer. I'll crush some beers with you. Pre-game. I was talking, if you're an Eagle fan, you know who E-Rock is, right? I was talking to him. I said, next time I go to Philly, we'll do a meetup. What's up, Nick Caruso, a.k.a. tight end of the 49ers? Are you going to play Battlefront 2? I'm not a Star Wars fan at all. I've never been a Star... I've seen about 30 minutes of Star Wars, so no. I heard the gameplay actually wasn't bad in the first one. The graphics were really good, but I have zero interest in that. What's your favorite Madden? I don't really have a favorite Madden, which I guess kind of comes back... Like, my favorite football game is 2K5. And I can always refer back to that. When I think of Madden, man, you kind of like... Madden is so rinse and repeat. It's tough to... Like, the last... I want to say Madden 10 was my favorite one because it had a lot of depth to the franchise mode. And any Madden game that had the import your draft classes from NCAA, I was a big fan of. Do you have any tips for someone who's trying to start a Madden channel? If you're trying to do a connected franchise mode series, you're not going to grow really well. It's really tough. I think a franchise mode series is something you can do once you already have a following, because there's not a whole lot of clicks. Like if you had 100 subs and you started like, I'm going to make a Philadelphia Eagles franchise, right? Why are people going to click your video over someone they already know? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I watch your Eagles franchise video if, like, you know, you clickbait it and say, oh my God, this is the most insane hype game ever or something like that. But it's really tough to grow just doing franchise mode. I think you need to do other stuff. Mutt is, I don't know, man. Personally, I think Mutt content is pretty corny for a lot of it. It's, I don't know. You have to be creative, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's a grind. Like I said, I've been on here. The fact that I'm like middle of the park, I guess you could say, in terms of Madden YouTubers. But I've been here for, as terms of other YouTubers that you probably watch, I would say 90% of them, I've been around at least 3 more years than them. Because I did that way. My approach was I just straight up played Madden franchise mode. I never really played Ultimate Team. I never did rebuilds or any of that stuff. It was just me playing as the Eagles. And eventually, I did rebuilds, and they started, you know, blowing up a little bit. But in terms of everything else, I would say make sure you have good thumbnails. You have to, you know, spend money to make money. I would say if you want to start a YouTube channel and you actually want to try to be, you know, don't want it to be so much more of just a hobby, but you actually want to be successful, I would pay someone, if you're not good at Photoshop, to make you thumbnail templates. I would say get a high-quality HD capture card. You could probably actually go a little bit cheaper on the microphone. I think, you know, you don't have to get some big $400 or $500 mic. You can get like a $50 mic. My mic right now, I think I bought it used for $50, but new retail, it's a Snowball. I think it goes for less than $100. That's all I can really say, man. Persistency. If I didn't like what I was doing, if I was starting this year and this Madden plays this way, I probably would never do YouTube. But, you know, back in the days when Madden was a fun game to play, that's when I did it for fun, and it just so happened that over lots of hard work, daily uploads for almost 2 years now, we're going a couple places. Muchego, yeah, you have to spend money to make money to be a YouTube channel. You have to spend a lot of money to make money on as far as Madden Ultimate Team. Like I'll tell you right now, I make, in terms of YouTube, with the lovely support of Patreon, which I am incredibly grateful for and appreciate it. I make an alright amount. I make enough that in terms of my life, I'm above keeping my head above water. I guess I'm comfortable, but not kicking my feet up comfortable. If I have to keep grinding every friggin' day, take nothing for granted. But if I was like if I was making double what I was making right now, which is not too far-fetched for some of the dudes that I definitely know on Madden. You know, pack openings, it's a thrill. It's an easy video to do, and anytime you can make easy money, why not take it? But, you know, my gripe comes when these are the people that are complaining about the game, but they can't stop that easy money. The people are saying, oh my God, the MUT needs to change. The pack odds need to change. This and that about EA and gambling and stuff. But still, you look at their timeline, and, you know, 2-3 times a week, maybe even more, they're doing pack opening videos. So, you know, that easy money, it's hard to get off. You should do another Draft Wars with Pear and Crow. I don't want to spoil anything because I don't know what's happening, but we're working on something that could be happening down the road. But I love man. He's a really, really cool dude. It's the first collab I ever did. I was on YouTube for 5 years. I never did a collab. The first one I did a Draft Wars with him. Fortunately, the audio was kind of messed up, which sucked. But, yeah, real cool dude, top-notch guy. Him, Dustin, Not the Expert. Really, really good man YouTubers. Solid dudes. I could do good at Draft Wars. Well, I beat him. I'm undefeated. I'm 1-0. I've never lost in Draft Wars. Ha! Do you watch any other Madden YouTubers? In all honesty, I try to like watch bits and pieces. I don't really have a whole lot of time. Like I said, with a kid now, I watch a couple videos on YouTube. But Pear and Crow and Not the Expert are probably the two guys that I watch from time to time. Big fan of them. I'm glad that they're both doing well. When do I want to hit 100K? Basically, my goal for the beginning of this year was to hit 50,000 before 50K before next year's Madden. So I want to hit 50,000 before Madden 19 come out. You know, the way things started, I thought I might hit 50K by Christmas. That would probably be my new, slightly unrealistic goal. The last like 4 or 5 days, my subs have doubled. Like before, there was a time period where I was getting, my views have been really, really consistent, which is nice. But there was a time that I was getting maybe between 30 and 50 subs a day. But the last couple of days, I've been getting over 100. But I guess I could say if I want to have a lofty goal, it would be 50,000 by Christmas. But in reality, I'll be content and fine if I can get 50K before the next year's Madden cycle begins. 100K, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll ever hit 100,000. I don't play Madden. I think it's really tough. And nowadays, like how many guys outside of Mr. Hurricane, how many YouTubers that don't really play much have over 100,000 subscribers? Not a lot. I think he's the only guy I can name off the top of my head. Do you think 2K will ever make a new NFL game? I don't think so. Unless something drastic happens, I could see 2K maybe try to get back in the college football market, which would be, I personally think, if I was in development, if I was a head honcho, I would see that there's a massive market for a college football game. But, you know, obviously the rights and stuff is a touchy subject with all the lawsuits. But, yeah. Do you have any interest in doing Fortnite videos? I hate Fortnite. I'll tell you that right now. I played it a couple times. It's not a terrible game, but it's not my... Oh, my God. Dak with the runs. The hit marker is just too random for me. Give me the victory. 31-9 for your Philadelphia Eagles. Pretty similar. I mean, it wasn't a flashy game, but look at that Carson Wentz. 131 QBR, 200 passing yards, a touchdown on the day. Saquon Barkley, 76 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown. Another touchdown here for Chris Thompson. Look at that Dak with 81. Gotta do a better job of shutting that down. As far as receiving, let's just look at the Eagles here. Zach Ertz, 7 catches, 84 yards. Aguilar had 61 yards and a nice little touchdown there, but wasn't the best in terms of offense. But defense is where we kicked it up a notch. Jordan Hicks, monster game, 11 tackles, a tackle for a loss. 3 sacks from Brandon Graham. He is getting the game ball. A sack from Mills, a sack from Jenkins, half sacks all around. Very productive win as we're moving to 3-0 on the season. Thank you for all your support, man. I truly appreciate it. It is one of those things, man, where, you know, I'm not a sentimental guy, but when you think in reality, like right now, we've had, like, we'll just say the peak of this was, I think we had 130 or something like that people watching this. Like, just think in reality. Like, if I was sitting in a room and there was all 130 people just sitting around watching me play Madden, like, it's like one of those things, like, that's crazy when you think about it. Same goes for, like, my videos. I get, like, between 500 and 1 million views a month. Like, that's like, I should be on local television. Like, I pull in better numbers than my local TV stations, and it's all self-made. I've never done the collabs with bigger YouTubers to get that quick bump in extra views and stuff. I've done it all myself, which is something that I do like to pride myself on. I've never, you know, had someone bigger shout me out or anything like that. You know, it's like a sense of pride as well as thinking about, man, what the hell is going on? All right, so we got, oh, that's a big game. We're not going to have a perfect QBR on that one. 3-0 Eagles going up against the 3-1 Jaguars. Let's quickly scout a couple players. Sexton Jeffries. That sounds like a great guy. Okay, but what do we need? We're good at quarterback. We're good at running back. We're good at fullback. We're good at wide receiver. I guess we could probably scout a couple of these first-rounding guys. All these B minuses. B plus. Pretty much for a quick tip for wide receivers, you want B plus catching at least. That's a little... Man, it seems like it's like the same type. Like every year there's a wide receiver in the first round that's like 5'8", sub 190. All right, we'll just leave we'll just do the first rounders for now. The defense, we're good at D end, even though maybe we want to start thinking about Brandon Graham's replacement. What do we got here? Ooh, that's not very good. What do we got here? That might be solid. Oh, can't get you. There we got a couple players. Generally speaking, I'm not a sellout. The only sellout thing I've done is played Madden Ultimate Team this year, to be completely honest. That's spending $3.50. I still feel incredibly dirty that I did that. All right, let's get a quick look here at the Jacksonville Jaguars and see what is up, see why they are a 3-0 team. Is we only have 3 passing touchdowns for Carson Wentz in 3 games. Oh, boy. All right, so Teddy Bridgewater is a quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater just does not like staying on the Vikings. He's pretty, that's pretty good. Baker Mayfield sitting on the bench still. Okay. Run the ball. Fournette, Yeldon. Nice little tandem there. Allen Robertson's having one hell of a year. 17 catches, 257 and 5. On defense, what do they got in terms of sacks? Ngakoue, Calais Campbell. I mean, that front four is really, really solid. Telvin Smith, you always have to be worried about. Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boyd. We got our work cut out for us. This is definitely going to be much more difficult, I would think, than that Cowboys. But let's make sure it is super difficult. Are we on All Pro? Oh no, I left the All Madden slider still on All Pro. But let's see what we can do against the Jags. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. You heard of me through Not the Expert. Well, that is awesome. The Not the Expert. The way he's blowing up, I actually can't explain it. If someone asked me right now, how is Not the Expert blowing up the way he does, I have no idea. But I'm glad that he is, man. He's a top-notch guy. Great content. Phenomenal. Like the fact that, more so maybe than him, is that his content is becoming popular. It's not just stupid mutt videos or anything like that, or cliche gimmicky stuff. Yeah, I like the stuff he's doing. He's top. He's really real. Maybe once I get that PS4 someday, we can work on a collab. Pugs, you got a scholarship from small school in Michigan. I thought you were just saying a small school named in Michigan, but yeah, that's awesome. Congrats, Pugs42. What's the key to scouting in Madden? You just Google how to scout Madden. There's spreadsheets that really tell you. I would say key is look for the 3-cone drill for wide receivers and defensive backs. Look at bench press for offensive linemen. Go for highest combine score, usually for running backs and linebackers. Every other position is still like kind of a toss-up. Do I like Sean Taylor? I was a fan. Outside of the fact that he was a Redskin, anytime he wasn't playing the Eagles, I was a fan. Man, he was awesome. I'm glad I can make you laugh there, Pugs. Hopefully it's not my takes on the Eagles that make you laugh. Will NCAA 19 happen? I think NCAA 20 will happen. C21, I've been sub since 1K. Well, you a real OG, dog. NTE is using your rosters. He wouldn't still be. I don't have rosters right now. Unless he used. I think he used my rosters in Madden 17. Which I actually thought they were the best rosters. I'll have to get on that at some point here in Madden 18. Make my own personal rosters because we all know the Madden ratings guy is terrible. Oh shit! I always wonder that though. People say they use my oh my god. Yep, that's what happens. Forgot we're playing on All Madden. You can't make that pass on All Madden. There's our first interception of the season as I make the tackle on Jalen Ramsey. God damn it. Did you ever watch Ryan Moody? I've heard of him. I think I shared one of his videos. He did a video talking about how Madden makes like your players slower to try to like compensate for the skill gap. Yeah, he looked actually pretty solid, man. I think I don't know if I shouted him out, but I'm pretty sure I shouted one of his videos once. So that guy looks pretty solid. Oh, let's get that sack. Jacob Tammy is not laying out for that catch. Let's be honest. Who's your favorite Eagles player right now? Favorite Carson Wentz. When did I start doing rebuilds? Well, this is what came to the drama, I guess the so-called drama between me and Bengal. But the quick story was there was never really any drama. Was I actually saw Jerome PKR in a suggested video was doing a rebuild, and I was like, what the hell? This guy has like 5,000 subs, but this video is like doing better than my videos. So I was like, what the hell? And I looked into it, and I was like, okay, well I think I could do this. And then I was like, well, I'm a big fan of, I think you can be inspired by content, but you know, I kind of always want to put my own spin on things. So then I was like, well, these guys are all trading for, you know, the big name prospects. It's kind of like the speed rebuilds right now, where they just trying to quickly get who can get Julio Jones faster, who can get, you know, the Tom Brady or something stupid like that. So I was like, well, why don't I use real prospects? Why don't I use, that'll be my niche, using college prospects and stuff, taking a more realistic approach, and that's pretty much how it started. Who's your favorite prospect? Who's your favorite prospect not for this year, but next year? Ed Oliver, defensive tackle from Houston. Who's your Heisman winner? Baker Mayfield. Do I have an Instagram? I do not have an Instagram. I mean, I could very well easily. I have a personal one. That's just, you know, I don't even think I have like, I think I might have like 100 people like follow or whatever, subscribe to me on that. But I've never really thought about doing a YouTube one because I don't really know what I can put up there. My life's not really that interesting now that I have a kid, so I don't know. I've heard of Bryce. I didn't need to check into Bryce Bobo. I've heard of him before, wide receiver, but I don't know, man. Might be like one of those guys that can like make a couple plays in preseason. You're getting your nephew a shirt that says Genesis does what the 10 don't. That is awesome. I remember that commercial. I had a Sega Genesis. Well, my brother had a Sega Genesis. I pretty much got the hand-me-downs. But yeah, I remember. I love my Sega. NHL 96 and Madden on the Sega Genesis was my jam. As we held the Jags to a field goal after a really bad interception from Carson Wentz. A rude reminder that we're playing on all Madden. We're not in Kansas anymore here, Dorothy. I did a Miami rebuild about a year ago. I think it got, I don't even know how many views it has. 200,000, 300,000, something like that. I have no idea how it went so viral either. But I loved it. I appreciated it. Should do an Adam Gase rebuild. I don't think so. I don't think so. Where do you think Jalen Hurts will end up? I think he's going to be a running back in the NFL. Mike Weber or J.K. Dobbins? I think they're very similar in terms of their ceiling. I think, you know, they're 1A, 1B in reality. I think you get a tougher runner in J.K. Dobbins, but you get a more explosive runner in Weber, so it's all kind of like how you want to grade them. So we're running the ball very well right now. What do you think about Josh Gordon being back? I hope he does well. Honestly, I'm one of those, I mean, I don't want to see the Browns do bad. They already gave us Carson Wentz, so for that, I hope Josh Gordon is good and they can win a couple ball games. Oh, my God. And he fumbles it. Yeah, this is the all Madden I remember. 2 turnovers already for our quarterback. Jesus Christ. Oh, Booth Review, thank you. Please be on my side. Who do you think the most underrated, overrated quarterbacks are? As far as what? College or the NFL? Hey, let's go! Overturned. Still second in a mob, but I'll take that. Who's the highest ceiling in this year's draft? Well, I mean, Saquon Barkley is my favorite player, but I don't know if highest ceiling. You might say Sam Darnold if he declares. I think he has the tools to be a great quarterback, but he's not quite there yet. Do you stream daily? No. I stream usually on Tuesdays 100%, and I'm going to try to get into a rhythm of doing Tuesday, Wednesday. And if this catches on, it might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, my God. Let's go, Carson Wentz. Show them you got the wheels. You run over Jalen Ramsey right now. Let's go. That's my quarterback. That is my quarterback. Let's go. Remember last year I couldn't stream till February? Yes, because I got a damn channel strike. A 58-yard field goal to tie it up with Jake the Snake Elliott. Best field goal kicker on YouTube. Let's make it happen. Oh, that's perfect. Ooh, windy day in Florida. Let's go. 3-3 ball game. Well, the Browns going to win this year. I think they'll get one. I think they'll get one win, and hopefully they fire Hugh Jackson. The Tennessee job might go to Jason. I saw it. That's not going to happen. That would be hilarious if it did happen. I'd be fine with Jason Witten retiring. More often than not, he has good games against the Eagles. I respect him. He's one of the few Dallas Cowboys. In my lifetime, there's been 3 Cowboys that I've respected. Larry Allen, Jason Witten, and DeMarcus Ware. Everyone else on that team can go pound sand. Oh, get that blitz. Let's go. Michael Kendricks, Brandon Graham. Eagles rebuild for Christmas. Thank you for that suggestion. I was actually thinking. I remember last year I hyped up the Cleveland Browns rebuild for Christmas. I think that would be a good video. I think realistic rebuilding the Eagles on Christmas. Thank you. I really hope I remember that suggestion. I'm actually going to write that down after this play. I'm going to pause it. I'm doing it right now. I have an upload calendar. I was like, what should I do on Christmas this year as far as the content? Eagles rebuild. What better time than then, huh? The thing that keeps on giving. What was the question? Oh, shit, I can't remember. In the NFL. Most overrated player in the NFL. Someone already asked that. I think I went with Kirk Cousins. As far as underrated. What's underrated player in the NFL? Homer pick would be Brandon Graham. Non-Homer pick. I mean, I still feel like Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Rhodes, like really good shutdown corners. It seems like the league as a whole is still like, well, it's Chris Harris, it's Richard Sherman. I think these other guys are better. So pretty much, if you list like the top 5 corners in terms of production, I'd probably have to say any one of those guys could be most underrated. You think Jimbo Fisher will leave Florida State? I've heard rumors of that. I don't know why he would. Do you like being a father? It's awesome. I made a video, actually. A clickbait video when I found out, like roughly after I found out that it was happening. I think the video title was my most expensive pack opening ever. Get it? Because kids cost a lot of money. It's like I'm opening a pack. The vagina of my girlfriend is the pack. Get it? Oh, you got to bring them down. But it's awesome, man. I was terrified when it happened. It wasn't planned or anything like that, but it's awesome. Like honestly, I said this story countless times that I was always one of those people that didn't want one. I figured like I'd rather more disposable income. Rather like you could save $1 million. I could have a nicer car and all that stuff. It's awesome. 100%. I couldn't be any more wrong. Thoughts on Brett Hundley? Serviceable backup, maybe. Sean Lee for most underrated. Elon, yeah, I agree. As much as it pains me to say a Cowboy, night and day when he's out of the lineup. Oh, Sidney Jones just giving up on the play. Michael Kendricks massacres TJ Yeldon, but you gotta make that. I think the Giants have a better record if Odell didn't get injured. Like, give them a win or 2 more, but man, that offensive line, they were doomed to fail from the very beginning. Should Marvin Lewis be fired? 100%. Have no idea how Marvin Lewis or Pagano still have a job. God, Tim, man, why is Fournette not even playing? He must be hurt or something. Best backup quarterback. So I'm going Nick Foles because I think that the definition of a backup for me is not like a rookie waiting to take over. Like I'm not gonna say Patty Mahomes or anything like that because they're being groomed to be the eventual starter. I think a backup is a quarterback that is only ever gonna play if the starter gets hurt. I think you have to say Nick Foles for the Philadelphia Eagles right now. He's the reason why he's probably one of the highest paid backups. Like if something ever happened to one of my quarterbacks, I'm never gonna say it because I think it might jinx it. I think Nick Foles could win some ball games with the Eagles. It was worth having the kid from the Eagles win streak alone. Absolutely. It's actually shocking. Like it's not even like I'm trying to fabricate it or trying to stretch it. I did not watch the Chiefs games with them. That's the only game I haven't watched with them. They've won every other one. I don't know, it's awesome. Is he the Messiah? Are you kidding me? A fumble capped by Cam Robinson. Madden 8. Oh, Madden cheese is just ridiculous. you ever think you do more Dynasty or mode? Yes. Basically, I said this in the last stream. Once I win the Super Bowl with the Eagles, basically I do the Eagles franchise mode until I win the Super Bowl. So, you know, it could happen this season. It could happen 2 seasons from now. But as soon as this is done and this season, or this series can be kind of put to rest, I will definitely look at doing some NCAA. Maybe bring back the Bison. What do you think the Colts would do with Brissett after this year? Trade him. Don't need him. Don't need him. Well, I don't know how much value it is because I'm pretty sure, wouldn't he be set to be a free agent after next season? What a terrible kick! And we're still tied up. Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's get this drive going. I gotta focus a little bit more on the gameplay now than the chat that we're playing all Madden. I don't want to lose. All right, let's give him a bite in the play action here. Boom. All right, whatever. A.J. McCarron better than Foles? Absolutely not. A.J. McCarron played, what, 3 games for the Bengals last year and didn't do anything? Nick Foles went 27-2 one year as a starter quarterback. Can't wait to see Tyree Cleveland go pro. He's going to be a stud. Man, that's the only one good thing we're able to find with Florida is that our freshmen, like the guys that are going to be the future for under Dan Mullen, we have a bunch of talent. If or when you win the Super Bowl in the franchise, will you follow Wentz's career? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Basically, just say, knock on wood, that the Philadelphia, we win the Eagles Super Bowl here in year 2. Then I will do one final year just kind of simming to see how well Carson Wentz played. I don't really want to. I always love doing the Eagles franchise mode, but like I said, I like what I'm built here. Oh, nice little friggin' ad for Gatorade. Cool. Glad that's in the game. Glad that you still need to sell in-game, more in-game fucking ads on top of mutt. What was I going to say? I love doing the Eagles franchise mode, and I really do like what I've built here, like Saquon Barkley and stuff. It's fun playing with the Eagles. But the fact that I always start this, like, week 1 of Madden, and, like, the Eagles always trade. So I don't have Jay Ajayi. I mean, the starting rosters, like, I don't have Corey Clement or Patrick Robinson anymore. Because they played really well. It just kills it a little bit for me. Like, I'd rather have updated rosters at some point, but it's too late to start over. So, yeah. Excuse me. You need me to bring back North Dakota State. That's what I would do. I'll tell you that right now. I'd bring back the Bison. Dan Mullen was a good grab. I think, put this way, I don't know if it was a great grab, but it was a good grab and definitely, you know, like a Donald Trump kind of a grab in the pussy. Less than like a grabbing, like a pile of shit. That would be if we got Lane Kiffin. The odds, the fact that Tim Tebow too was on like the, if you're betting in Vegas, that was hilarious. That was never gonna happen. Case Keenum is a back. Case Keenum doesn't count as a backup though. He's the starter right now. Like I'm looking at backup QB. The question was backup quarter. He's the starter. He took the gig over. Teddy Bridgewater sucks. I would think, like, that was the funniest thing. People are like, oh, they're going to pull the trigger for Teddy Bridgewater. Like, Teddy Bridgewater, before his injury, every Viking fan was saying, is he our guy? He doesn't really look like our guy. I mean, there might be something there. He's kind of like Blake Bortles a little bit. Where, like, you know, he's not bad. He's not, like, what is he? Is he good or bad? Are we going to extend him? Like, if you told me right now, pick between Teddy Bridgewater and Case Keenum, I'd have to think about it. I probably would still go Teddy Bridgewater, but it's not an instant, give me Bridgewater. I'd have to think about it. Madden 17 is better than this year's game and franchise. What do I think? Absolutely. I like Madden 17. I thought Madden 17 was the best Madden in years. Not like all, like years as in like 10 years. But I would say, if you took the last 5 Maddens, Madden 12, or Madden 13, so it was Madden 25, all the way to Madden 18. You know, oh my god, of course. Hey, well in the end zone. I think Madden 17 is right up there for the best of those games. What do you think Josh Adams will get drafted at? I have no idea how well he's going to test at the Combine. I think that has a big part to it. He's a big back, but if he has a slow 40 time, he could go like Samaje Perine range of like 4th round. Oh, let's go Saquon. The Teddy slander. Like, if I'm the Vikings in all reality, I hope Sam Bradford can come back. Like, Sam Bradford, the biggest tease ever. He did that with the Eagles in the preseason game. Remember Sam Bradford played in one Eagles preseason game, went like 13 of 15 for 4 touchdowns, and we're like, oh, yeah. And then he just, went downhill. Same thing. Oh, let's just scramble here. Scamper for the first down. And then he had that game on Monday night against the Saints opening week. You're like, oh my God, Bradford's a beast, and then he's down for the year. So, oh, Wentz with the little dipsy doodle. The hell you doing? Ed Oliver goes 1-1. Absolutely. Right now, Ed Oliver is my number one. Ed Oliver is probably top 5 prospects right now in college football, like including this year's draft prospects. I think. I still think Saquon Barkley's number 1. Ed Oliver could very well be number 2. He is incredible. Who's my pick for Rookie of the Year? Offensive right now, I have Alvin Kamara, and defensive, Marshawn Lattimore, but it's going to be close, man. My boy Derek Barnett's creeping up in their sacks. Carl Lawson's playing really well for the Bengals. Myles Garrett's getting some good production. I think defensive, it's going to be close on both sides of the ball. Really good production from this year's rookies, but I'd give the slight edge to Kamara and Lattimore. I mean, has the team ever won offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year on the same team? Oh, make that catch. See, look, like that's like on friggin' all Madden, or on all Pro, he makes that catch. All fucking Madden, same identical situation, drops it. Why did Saquon Barkley fall off midseason this year? Because I'm pretty sure like 2 of his starting linemen got hurt, and teams, it's very, very difficult for a running back with a terrible offensive line to play quality teams like Penn State does, where they know you're going to run it. You need to have a decent offensive line. They've had some bad offensive linemen play there. That's why I think. C4, they just updated Madden. I know that one thing they fixed in all Madden is the CPU gets less block shits on user runs. Okay, well, we'll try. Thanks for the tip. We're going to try to run the ball now. Let's make this a Saquon Barkley draft. Biggest bust this year? I mean, it's easy for me to... I haven't really, I'm thinking off the top of my head. I know Taco Charlton hasn't really been that good for the Cowboys, so we'll go with Taco Charlton, but there's probably been a couple other I'm just not thinking of. Who do you think will make the NFC wild card? I think you got to go with the Falcons. I could very well see 3 teams from the South making it. I think it's going to come down, personally, to the... I think Detroit, when it comes down... I don't know what the rest of the season schedule is for any of these teams, but I think Detroit just doesn't have enough this year. So I think it'll come down to the Falcons, Panthers, and Seahawks. But then again, like I said, I don't know the schedules. I don't know if the Falcons and Panthers are going to kill each other. They have a tough, interdivisional schedule or something, and it was going to be really tough for both of them to make it. But as far as talent, how the teams are playing, I'd say those would be it. The only team in offensive in 1967. Well, there you go. I think the Saints have a good shot at that. Credit to them. Kudos to them for drafting well. There's no way that was a complete catch. Can I challenge that, or is it going to be automatically challenged? Let me challenge this. Thank you. There's no way. You got both feet in bounds. It's overturned! A successful challenge in Madden on 3rd down. You guys have just witnessed history. Someone screen grab that. Send that on Twitter. We just successfully challenged a play in Madden. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just packed a freaking Brian Dawkins. No, actually, sorry. I challenged a play in connected franchise mode. Bigger unlikelihood. Holy. Wow. John Ross. The other another one. John Ross is a bust. He has not played very well. Bengals have a shot at the playoffs. I would say nope. Just give me a second. I have to make a tweet out right now. All right, let's keep going with the run. Super Bowl picks. I'm going Eagles, Patriots. Hot take, right? 2 top teams record-wise. I think the Steelers are too inconsistent, and I want to go hot, fire take, like a real hot take that no one would predict. And I can't go with my Eagles. I'm gonna, like I said, Chargers would be like my out of left field team in the AFC, and then the NFC. I guess it would be the Vikings. I think the Vikings are, because of that offense, because of Case Keenum, I can see the Vikings still with that good defense making it. Oh, let's go. Saquon over the middle. Having himself one heck of a game. What's my Twitter handle? At beastmode_TV. Got about 1,500 followers. That's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Charge. Like I said, I said I was going from left field. Teams that like the most absurd yet still mathematically probably could happen. Like I said, I'd say Chargers Vikings. But I feel like it'll be either Eagles Steelers or Eagles Patriots. Oh my God! Why do we keep throwing the ball? Oh, right, come on, B. Oh, get your toes in, Callaway. Not a chance. God, we can't throw the ball here. Ooh, Aguilar's tapping his head. Do you want the ball, Nelson? Oh, of course. Yeah, I almost got picked off. Jesus Christ. Hey, we're in field goal range. It's going to be, it's an added challenge. We're not supposed to run the score up, especially against a really good Jags defense. Oh, come on, Jake Elliott. Here we go, Jake the Snake. 6-3. We'll win this game 12-9. Thank you, Harrison, for 45K. We were there. Hope I need to hit 50K per crazy. Absolutely. I remember last year, I made the thing where I would only release my Madden rosters once we hit a certain amount of subs, and it actually worked. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, man, I hope 50K by Christmas, but I don't know. C4, which teams will be the best in 5 years? Well, clearly my Philadelphia Eagles will stay there with Wentz. Any team with like a promising quarterback. The Texans with Watson, if he can come back, they're going to be legit. Same goes with the Rams. The Browns maybe, with all those draft picks they have coming up. I think the Titans could be right there as well. What's your opinions on the Raiders and Derek Carr? I think the Raiders made the mistake of they started playing. In terms of their roster, it feels like they started playing super like playoff mode, like signing a lot of veterans short term, not long term thinking to try to win now. Whereas if you have a young quarterback like Derek Carr, you want to get long term options. So I think that'd be their downfall. But I do like Derek Carr. I think he's a really solid quarterback. Oh, that's Fletch. Oh, get off the oh, wide open. What are you doing, Jalen Mills? Just standing there. Yeah, no, we're going to let D.D. Westbrook just run. Like, literally, he was standing still. Who will be Brady's successor? I think he's in college football right now. I don't know who it will be. I think we'll draft him. He's certainly not Brian Hoyer. Oh, that's good blocking. Get off your block, Derby. Jesus. Oh, of course. Yeah, it rolls in the touch. Damn it. Hey, so that's what teams make the college football playoffs. I think it will be Clemson, Wisconsin, Oklahoma, and I can't say Georgia. Do you have the North Dakota State roster public? No. Like I just downloaded like the top North Dakota State roster and literally I made like 5 or 6 changes. I didn't do a whole lot to it. Who's on my fantasy team? Well, I am. After tonight, hopefully, I will be 18-4 in fantasy. Oh my God, another Booth review? Is he down short? He's overturned again. I didn't challenge it, but wow. Very different. Like one of my leagues, I have Tom Brady, Le'Veon Bell as my studs, and in my big money league, really, I'm winning with like I had Todd Gurley and Kareem Hunt. Oh, there's a sack. Brandon Graham, let's go. I'd say the only common denominator on both my teams is I have Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt, so that's why I've had a lot of success. And I like to feel smart because I drafted both of them. It's not like I made a waiver wire claim or they got slept on in my leagues. I was like, I want those guys. And in one of my leagues, it's a keeper league. You better believe I'm keeping Kareem Hunt. And if Mark Ingram actually hits certain in his contract, right? If he I don't know if it's a Pro Bowl or All Pro, he goes to free agency because I mean obviously he wants to get paid more money, which would be awesome if Alvin Kamara is the lead back next year. He definitely, his Alvin Kamara's stats look like a receiving back. He can be a 3-down running back, which is terrifying. He could be in that David Johnson mold. I think if the Saints are smart, I think you let Mark Ingram walk and you save that cap money and you go somewhere else. You bring in maybe a wide receiver. Nick Chubb or Bryce Love? Bryce Love. Bryce Love is really, really good. Oh, come on, Fletch. Come on, Fletch. Put him on IR again. Hold him to a field goal. Let's go, D. Guy, if I don't answer your questions, just keep asking them again. I'm missing on playing. JJ Watt retire right now. Would he be a Hall of Famer? I think yes. What is he? A 2-time Defensive Player of the Year? That's good enough for me. Maybe not first ballot, but he'll get in. Think the Lions should go D-line or running back in the first round? Well, spoiler for my mock draft, I have them going defensive line. And I have the Lions probably getting, as far as prospects is concerned, they have the best value pick. I was really, now that I was looking at it, I kind of want to change my mock draft up a little bit, but I already recorded it. So they definitely get maybe the best pick in the draft. The Lions, I have them at 19. They pick at 19. Bradley Chubb is getting slept on. Ooh, don't make the connection between the Lions and Bradley Chubb, please. Wink, wink. How would I fix the Bengals' offensive line? I'd go offensive line, and I'd get younger in the secondary. What do you think about Adam Thielen? Awesome. Adam Thielen's awesome. I love this. That story, like local Minnesota, went to Minnesota, school, undrafted, went to the Vikings, living out his dream. Awesome story, man. I hope he keeps playing really well against every team that's not the Eagles. Am I an Eagles fan? No. I hate the Eagles, man. Overrated. They haven't beat anyone good yet. Can you use Tevin Coney, the linebacker from Notre Dame? I don't know. Maybe. I think I used him last year in a rebuild. I don't know about this year. I don't know if is he draftable? Mid-round pick? I don't use a whole lot of mid-round picks. I think the Chiefs should bench Alex Smith. No. I think it's the Chiefs' play calling for the most part. Fix the play calling. Alex Smith has done a decent enough job. Oh, right there. Saquon Barkley gets the first down. What a monster. Oh, my God. Let's break. See, right there, whatever that animation should be, you should have button mashing. So I can continue to break the tackles and stuff. Give me a chance. Who wins the NFC South? That's tough. I still think the Jags defense is the best unit, but I don't know what the schedules look like. If the Titans have easier teams, I think they could get the momentum. They could get the momentum and pull through. But I think the Jags are a little bit better than the Titans, even though the Titans did beat them. What round for Duke Dawson? I think he'll probably go 4th round. Oh my God, B was wide open. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys ever see that on Netflix? Big Head or Big Mouth? Oh my. That freaking fat blonde chick. Oh, I'm going to take that Alshon shot. You better believe I'm taking that shot to Alshon Jeffrey. We already threw a pick. Oh, okay. That was not good. Big mouth. Big head. Oh, my God. I've been a big fan of Nick Kroll since The League. League's an awesome show. They're trying to take it off Netflix. Why? We need more adult cartoons in the world. Boom, burn a timeout. 6 seconds. Do we have a chance? Oh, fuck. We'll kick the field goal. I mean, it had some bad episodes, but I think for the most part, it was solid. It wasn't hilarious. Like, I'm not coming out and saying it's the best comedy or... It was just... I was a good watch. Julian... I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't know. For some reason, I just... I've only watched one Notre Dame game. It was that game against Navy. So outside of like Quentin Nelson and Mike McGlinchey, there's not a whole lot of Notre Dame Irishmen that I know. Like I have to look into it a little bit more. Huge Indiana fan. Simi Cobb. Big fan of Simi Cobb's. I watched that opener against Ohio State. Unstoppable in that game. Picked on Denzel Ward the whole game. Denzel Ward regarded as a first-round pick. I think Simi Cobb's could be a steal in the second or third round. Best player on Auburn. But I think maybe Braden Smith, the offensive lineman. But, I mean, in reality, you probably have to give it to Kerryon Johnson. I think Stidham would probably be a first-round quarterback if he declares next season. I think the Eagles will make the playoffs. If so, Eagles are going to make the playoffs, and I think they will go. I think they'll go at least to the championship. I'm not going to go out right now and say the SB word, but I think at least to the championship. I do think Deshaun Kaiser declared too early. He should have went back. But hey, he got drafted. He's a starting quarterback now. So, I mean, I guess he did something right. Oh, my God, give him the sack. 2 sacks for Fletcher Cox. 10th TFL for the season. 5 sacks on the day. All pro or all Madden or not. That user DL is going to get the job done. Cortland Sutton or Deion Kane? I'd give the slight edge to Sutton, but they're really close in terms of right now for evaluation. I think Sutton might run a slow 40 and Kane will run a really fast 40, which they could change their draft outlook, but they're really close. All right, let's go cover 2 sync. Is Jalen Hurts an NFL bust? I think he's going to be a running back. I don't think he's going to be a quarterback. I think the Colts could go Saquon Barkley or O-line. I don't think the Colts are going to pick early enough for Saquon Barkley. I'll tell you I went D-line actually in my Colts mock draft, and it's the one pick. The Colts and the Jets are the only 2 picks that I think might get pooped on a lot for my mock draft. NFC John, it's not the same team, bro. It's not the same team. You got to convince yourself that this is not Andy Reid. This is not Donovan McNabb. We have a brand new team. Where do you think someone goes? Man, I don't really know where he's going to go from here. That's a tough one. I think Josh Adams will go 4th round. I think St. Brown could be a 2nd round flyer. Team trying to gamble on his upside, his ceiling. I think the Colts will be good in 5 years. I mean, I don't know. That's really far. I could probably really answer that for the Eagles because it's the only team I know in and out. But with Andrew Luck, if he can get healthy, you always have a chance. Oh, let's step up in the pocket. Oh, let's throw it to Saquon Barkley, who makes the catch. 69 yards for Carson Wentz because you know he gets down. You know he likes the boogie. Where'd you rate A.J. Green compared to other wide receivers? Top 5. Who drafts Malik Jefferson? I have a team. I have Malik Jefferson going in the top 10. I'll say that. Like I said, I don't want to give too many spoilers. I need you guys to tune in to that 40-minute mock draft. Think of the ads that I'm going to put on that video. Ha ha ha! No, really, I do want you guys to watch that, but I have Malik Jefferson going in the top 10. Is Lamar Jackson a first-round talent? Yes, he is. I think with the success of Deshaun Watson, I think he'll be fine. Bradley Chubb to Indiana. I'll say right now, that's not what I went. But if I could redo my mock draft, if I didn't record already, I probably would have Bradley Chubb going there. I just don't think Bradley Chubb. I think he's just so much better as a 4-3 end than a 3-4 front. But then again, I thought that with Joey Bosa, and he's been pretty good with the Chargers last year when they were in a 3-4. Now they've switched. But I went with a 3-4 player for the Colts on the D-line, more so than Bradley Chubb. I think, what's Chubb, like 270? So that's like fringe. Like you're kind of big enough to play in a 3-4, but also you're undersized. Okay. 3rd and 5. Who wants this? Come on, Callaway. There we go. Big play, Callaway. Getting the first down. Stumble recovery. Even though he likes to use credit card fraud, he can make plays for me all day. It's definitely not the best game in terms of gameplay, but, you know, we're getting the job done. What has YouTube? YouTube has actually not demonetized me bad at all the last 2 weeks. I think the my mid-season awards video was the only video I got demonetized, at least in the last, like, 4 days. So they've been nice to me for right now, but, you know, they probably will somehow detect that I said that, and I'll be flagged left, right, center. Oh, come on, Saquon. God damn it. Is Joe Flacco an elite quarterback? No. Who do you think the Broncos should draft in the first round of the upcoming draft? I'll say that for my mock draft, I had the Denver Broncos going after a quarterback. Chip Kelly should have traded LaShawn McCoy. Absolutely not. Then again, if I had to be frank, I think getting rid of Deshaun Jackson was worse than getting rid of Deshaun McCoy. As Alshon finally gets on the board for a touchdown. Who says I can't play at all Madden against probably the top 5 defense right now? 50th career touchdown pass for Carson Wentz. Let's go, baby. Get Jake the Snake out here. Make this extra point. Dink. Juju Smith-Schuster, Juju Smith-Kelly, another meme on the channel. He's playing really well. Man, I never said he was going to be a bust, but I was never really sold on him because USC offensive players have not been hot as of late. But he's a good guy. Has a YouTube channel. Maybe we'll want to do a collab someday. If a team were to relocate and change their team name and logo, what team? Man, I've always just been big on the Bills moving to Toronto. I think that's the one. That's the move I would want to see the most. Yeah. I'm going with that one. I think it should be the Toronto. I don't know if they'd stay with the Bills. Toronto Huskies. Go with the Huskies. Oh my gosh. Okay. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to win this damn fumble. Oh, of course, Teddy Bridgewater recovers it, and they only lose 1 yard. Where does Trace McSorley go? I honestly could see him going undrafted. I don't see a lot of NFL qualities there. He just looks like your prototypical college quarterback. Way too inconsistent. Bad decision making. But, you know. Trace McSorley is to quarterbacks as what Ben Ballware was to linebackers last year. Ben Ballware was like the face of Clemson. Great college player. Doesn't translate to the NFL. I think the same goes with Trace McSorley. If the Bills left Buffalo, all those Buffalo Bills fans, like, you know when people say jumpers? Oh, let's go, Fletch! Oh, gonna bring him down. Oh, Darby with the pick! Oh, yes, Ronald Darby. If the Buffalo Bills were relocated, instead of like jumping off buildings onto the ground, the Bills fans would be jumping off buildings into flaming tables. So maybe they wouldn't die. Jalen Mills to the Pro Bowl. I hope none of my Eagles play in the Pro Bowl. That means they made the Super Bowl. He might. I think he's fringe. I personally wouldn't have him on my ballot. I don't think. My final ballot. But he could. He's close. He's close, which is, I'll take that. For how bad the Eagles secondary has been, I will take Jalen Mills playing at a near Pro Bowl level. Who's on the Lane Johnson Mexican supplements? Jeez, maybe Carson Wentz for how he's playing this year. The Bears have a bright future. Yes. I think the Bears have every opportunity to pull an Eagles. Maybe not the exact same. I don't think they have the elite defensive talent that the Eagles have. But the Bears are built like the Eagles in the aspect of if Trubisky can kind of start to put it together, get him some wide receivers, and I think the Bears could be, at the worst, like, oh my God, competitive in the North next year. Get them a Jarvis Landry, maybe draft Calvin Ridley or something like that in the first round. Give Trubisky some weapons. Top 5 least favorite colleges. Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State. Oh, Trey Burton! Oh, let's go. 3rd and 21. Carson Wentz to Trey Burton moving the chains. Jags can't believe it. That's a dagger right there. They were thinking about stripping some Gatorade on the sidelines. Can you use CJ Prosise and Juice? Man, that's one series I thought for sure was going to take off. It hasn't really. I'll still do it from time to time because I think it's fun. But I mean, I don't know. I thought that series was going to be like one of my new bigger ones. I don't know, man. I need more pack openings. Russell Wilson, Hall of Fame. If he wins, I think if he wins one more Super Bowl, yeah. First and 10. Move the chains. This is gonna be ugly football. We gotta get this one. We gotta get the 4-0. One of these teams is walking out 4-0. I'm gonna do my damnedest to make sure it's the team in white. Oh my God, Chris Thompson breaking tackles because Madden's so realistic. Power back. Beyonce. Beyonce 100%. Fitzgerald 100% Hall of Fame. Oh, Callaway. What? Who's 31? Is that Boye? Oh, sick close down speed. Jesus. Jalen Myrick. Okay. Speedster. Brandon Graham is playing real well. If Trey Burton leaves, what team would be the best system for him? Literally any system. I think he's... Oh my God, look at the pancakes! I thought they patched that. Oh, the pancake blocks. Everyone had Lane Johnson supplements on that. Fix this game, for God's sakes. I think Will Fuller will be a top 10 wide receiver. Man, it's really tough for oh my God's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ. Paul Posluszny, a good tackle. It's really tough for a pure speed threat, I think, to be regarded as like a top 10 wide receiver. Especially because so many of the other guys are more complete, but he's probably top 5 deep threat when healthy. He's gonna be the guy that's gonna like take over for Deshaun Jackson. Oh, Callaway! Woo! I'm dying. Speed wide receivers have a really short life. Like you have like 5 years of being a premier deep threat, and then you know, Father Time waits for no man. OBJ or Alshon? I want Alshon. There's no scenario that I would probably take Odell Beckham Jr. when I can go on the record. You know, I'll let you know that right now. Who are the best draft class? Eagles are looking good, but I mean you have to give it to the Saints. Kamara, friggin' Ramchick, Lattimore. Give it to the Saints. I think Tyreek's the top wide receiver. Yep, I'd say Tyreek's top 15 probably. He's probably the fastest player I've ever seen, and like he's catching like 5, 6, 7 balls a game, man. He's developing as a route runner. He has good hands, so I definitely think Tyreek is top 15. Lamar Jackson wins the Heisman and he goes first overall to the Browns. That is a hot take. I could see that. Jay needs more carries. I agree. Oh, fit that in. Callaway with the set. This game's done. All Madden or not, Wentz will prevail. Second touchdown of the game, hitting our... I don't know what round. I think we got Callaway in the 3rd or 4th round. Money. Think Odell's going to a new team now. He'll get re-signed. They'll work that out. Only player that I think that could surprisingly not get signed, I think could be Le'Veon Bell. And not so, I think the Steelers are going to do everything they can, but I think Le'Veon Bell knows his worth. He's really hard pressed on the whole, I should be paid like a #1 running back and like a #2 wide receiver or whatever. I can just see the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're like the kind of organizational structure that, you know, maybe no player is bigger than the team. And the only way I could see them overpaying for Le'Veon Bell, like just meeting his absurd demands, would be if Big Ben retires, and you clearly have to be like, we're going to have to run the ball till we find a QB. Mark Sanchez rebuild? Maybe. I might do that. I don't know. I think his name was on the list of potential players I would do. I definitely want to do a hefty lefty rebuild with Jared Lorenzen. Who do you think will get Bell if he leaves? Honestly, it'd have to be a team that doesn't have a franchise quarterback. Like, obviously, a team like the Lions would be very, very interesting. But, I'll pick that off. Who would get Le'Veon Bell if he left the Pittsburgh Steelers? See, that's the thing. With Le'Veon Bell, it's hard to get a read. Is he a guy that would take the money? Because then you see teams like, I can see the Niners, potentially, if they don't re-sign Carlos Hyde. Teams like the Jets, teams with lots of salary cap, wanting to make a play for him. But then, like, would he want to go to a team that clearly isn't going to win? So then, like, what's the middle game? What's a team that's competitive, doesn't have a $100 million quarterback so they can throw Lev Bell a massive contract? Off the top of my head, let's see, I'm just quickly going through all the teams. Good saps. Miami's not a bad one. I don't like. Why would you go like the Cleveland Browns? Maybe, yeah, but like I said, they need a win. I don't think. I don't know. That's a tough one. Miami, good weather. You know, they were a playoff team a year ago. They cut Ndamukong Suh. They'll have a bunch of money. That might actually make some sense. Texas. I don't think the Texans have a whole lot of salary cap. You gotta get ready to pay Jadeveon Clowney. Bengals got Joe Mixon. I don't know why they'd want him. Oh, there's another. Just get him out of the game. Nigel Bradham. 4th and 18. Flexing on him. 6 sacks on the day. And they're going for it on 4th down. 4th and 18. I like this. Thoughts on the Bengals draft class? Hit and misses, but Joe Mixon and Carl Lawson are real solid picks. Bengals usually do draft fairly well. Who do I want to see come to Philly next year in terms of what? Free agency or the draft? If you can pick one struggling team in your life to become the GM to rebuild, who would it be? Browns. Browns 100%. With all those draft picks, me being the draft genius I am, give me the Browns. I could make the Browns a playoff contender in 3 years if you give me from this end of the season to not. I should go to the Florida State game next year. I really do actually want to go to a Florida Gators game, but I'm going to wait till the Gators don't suck anymore. I don't know if we're not going to suck. Oh, let's go Callaway. I don't know if we're not going to suck next year, but if Matt Corral, that's one thing. I've heard so many people call him Coral and Corral. I think it's Coral. Matt Corral. You know, maybe year 2, year 3 for Coral I might go. I don't know yet. Thoughts on Josh Allen? Upside, but I don't see, like, I've seen, like, you know, Matt Miller right now is one of the bigger, more popular guys in terms of, like, draft and rankings, and he consistently has him as, like, a top 5, top 10 pick. I think he's a first rounder, but I don't think that, because he really does. As much as, like, I'm not sold on him, I've seen a couple Wyoming highlights. I watched one Wyoming game against Iowa. He looked terrible. But he does have, like, moments where he really does kind of look like Carson Wentz a little bit. I would do that. Actually, John, credit to that. Bring that up. Last time I was in Philly, me and my buddies wanted to go to. I had no, like I said, I'm Canadian. I thought Syracuse was pretty close to Philly, like a decent bus ride, because Syracuse was playing Clemson. I think it was Syracuse and Clemson. That would have been 3 years ago. Like, hell yeah, we're going to that game. Look at the bus ride. I think it was like 6 hours. I was like, God damn it. Like, there's no real, like, and Temple is always not played when I'm in Philly, but I really do want to go to, like, a college game. Like, not a bad, like, Temple probably doesn't have, like, the best college environment, but I really want to do that. And it definitely have to be a college that allows drinking. Because when I'm at an Eagles game, I'm not drinking a lot. I don't want to be having to run to the bathroom, waiting in long lines. But if I went to a college game, I think that'd be more so the tailgate experience for me. 7 hours, like I said, man, it was ridiculous. But I was like, because we were trying to see, like, we went to, like, we were bored one night in Philly, so we just took the train to Jersey to watch a Devils game. Just why not? I think it was like an hour and a half or something like that, maybe less. Terrible place. That was like the worst city I've ever been in. I only saw that little section because, like, the train station was like, you know, like a 10-minute walk to, what was it, the Prudential Center or something like that. But, like, just the air smelled bad. The city was dirty. Oh, it was bad. Oh, come on, Carson. Throw that away, buddy. Best undrafted. I can't even think of that off the top of my head. Corey Clement. He has 6 damn touchdowns. He's undrafted. How much is Jordan White? I have no idea, actually. Haven't seen much of his stats, but, man, he was like a fringe top 3 safety in this year's draft. And I liked him, but I've fallen in love with Kaiser White from West Virginia. He's my homer. I'm always gonna pull for him. His tape is really, really good. Who would you want as your head coach of the Browns? If I was a GM of the Browns, I would look, honestly, I would look at college again. I think college is your best bet because you know, unless, I think they failed and tried what, McDaniels a couple times. Like Josh McDaniels would be a good one. Let's go. What are the really good coordinators? Like I think they've already failed in that. So maybe like a David Shaw. Here's what it would be. If I was the Browns, I would go to Harbaugh and say, whatever you want. I will friggin' write it down. We will meet your needs. You're going to be our next coach. That's what I would do, in all honesty. Harbaugh needs to come back to the NFL. Ray Lewis or T.O.? I think both of them should get in, to be honest with you. I hope for my sake, because I'm a little bit older than some of you guys, I would love the nostalgia trip of Randy Moss, T.O., Ray Lewis, and Brian Dawkins getting in this class. I don't think that'll happen, but that would be awesome, man. That's like seeing my childhood. Like, when little baby C4 was getting into football. These guys were the stars of the league. How long to Florida's a legitimate contender? We don't know. You know, college is tough to see when you're a contender because it's all about your classes and how well you recruit. But if we get Matt Corral, I would assume 2 years, 2-3 years. Who's your opinion is going to be Rookie of the Year? Like I said this earlier, I think right now I'm going both Saints. I'm doubling up. Marshawn Lattimore defensive, Alvin Kamara offensive. I still think the best rookie in the NFL this year was Deshaun Watson at the quarterback spot, but you're not going to give it to a guy that played half the year. As we are dominating the Jags on all Madden, up 20. Let's go. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Who's the GOAT MVP? You got to go Brady. I think Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback, but as from a quarterback standpoint, like from arm talent, being able to extend plays, like from the same way that I think Dan Marino is like the most talented quarterback of all time. That's kind of where I put in Aaron Rodgers. You might have to say Aaron Rodgers is like the best, like prototypical attribute quarterback of all time. But Brady's the best. All those wins, the Super Bowls, the numbers, you gotta be Tom. I think AB's career's over after this. I think he'll play. I think he'll be one of those guys that probably stays around longer than he should. But you already, some people thought he was done, and then he still had what, a couple 100-yard games this season with the Cardinals. Who's the worst player in the NFL? DeShazer Everett on the Redskins. I should stream COD. Well, not tonight, but yeah, I'd like to. Let's go, Sidney Jones with the pick. Teddy Bridgewater's terrible. I think we played Teddy Bridgewater. I think he's on the Broncos and the Snowhawks last year, and we bodied him. And once again, not good, man. We have Teddy Bridgewater. C4 has Teddy Bridgewater's number. Now it's time to close out this game. End it. Let me get this straight. You don't like the Giants. I hate Odell. I don't. Okay, I guess the one thing that's not true about that is I didn't go to like the Jersey Shore or anything. I saw probably not what the best your city has to offer, but what I didn't like. And I don't hate the Wolverines. I'm just not a fan of them. I just find like the Wolverines. I'm biased. Like I don't have any rivals or outside of this year's game against Florida. They haven't beat up on any of my teams. I just always like the Wolverines always got a lot of primetime games here, and they're boring. They don't have a good offense. They've always been like defensive first. So I was just from the standpoint of like when I look at college football game, I see Michigan playing. I don't really want to watch that game because they're not really exciting to watch. From a neutral standpoint, they're not a really fun neutral team to watch. So that's pretty much my gripe with Michigan. It's not that I hate them. Let's kick this field goal here. Let's start running the score up. Oh, might miss that one. Nah, it's good. Jake Elliott's a monster. 29-6. All Madden can't stop me now. This guy, friggin' Morgan dropping hot take after hot take. Guy Fieri over here. Who are retired first, Ben or Breeze? I think Ben Roethlisberger. I kind of feel... Oh, off the crossbar! I think Ben Roethlisberger is one of those guys who already has 1 foot out the door. Randy Moss or Jerry Rice? As of what? Who would I want? Who's better? Jerry Rice was statistically the better player. Give me Randy Moss every day of the week. Give me Randy Moss rookie year for the Vikings over pretty much almost any wide receiver ever. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. Get that bullshit pass interference. Yeah, well, there you go. Star Racer has it right, man. They just haven't had a good coup. They're my Gators. They've had really, really good defenses and terrible quarterbacks. Joe Flacco is not elite. Is Josh Rosen the first overall pick of my mock draft? No, he is not. I'll give you that. Like I said, I don't want to give too much spoilers. I want the anticipation to build for the best mock drafts you're going to find on this YouTube platform. I will say that with all bias towards me. All right, come on. You don't want a shutout here. I actually want another turnover. Oh, there's a sack. Derek Barnett, a sack and a half on the day. He's a beast. 07 Randy Moss. No, even that, though. 07 Randy Moss was more scheme. What was it, 99 Randy Moss? 98, 99? That was just athletic freakishness. Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon? I lived through both those fads. I was more into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was a little bit older and I could actually like spend my own money. But I think, oh my god. I think overall the Pokemon games on Game Boy were the shit. So there you go. Pokemon games on Game Boy and Pokemon Stadium mini games on N64. Whew. Fire. So many hours. Oh, there you go. Get out of here. Jerry, you stick him. Let's say that. Think Lamar Jackson's going to be bust? Nope. Nick, do you think there's any chance at all if Lane Johnson hooked him up with some supplements, RG3 could make a comeback? I don't think. I think RG3's best interest, if he really loves football, try to go back and be like a coordinator or something in college. Work his way up there. RG3 was an athletic. What made RG3 so good was the fact that he was athletic. And, you know, you lose that as you get older. All right, let's finish the old stream off here with, you know, the best play we know. Last one, Naruto Dragon Balls. I didn't watch either one of those. I don't even know what the other one is, but I was never a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I didn't hate it, I just didn't watch it. What position should the Eagles look at next year to keep this team a contender? Depending on how free agency goes, I think linebacker, corner, and tackle. Linebacker, wide receiver, and tackle. Any one of those in the first couple rounds. First couple picks would be good. All right, so look at our Philadelphia Eagles on all Madden. Just put almost a 30 bomb on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thanks to Teddy Bridgewater playing terrible. Or so our boy Carson Wentz, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns. Our first turnover of the season, though. But, I mean, it was expected. Rude awakening. Saquon Barkley, 26 touches, 101 yards, 64 yards rushing for Carson Wentz. Dual threat, he does it all. Callaway, 5 catches, 34 yards, and a touchdown. Barkley having a monster day for us. Alshon also got a touchdown. And the defensive front, we got 10 tackles and a half sack from Michael Kendricks. 2 sacks for Fletcher Cox. Second half, Derek Barnett. A sack, and a sack for Hicks, Graham, and Bradham. As well as an interception from Sidney Jones and Ronald Diary. So our 2 starting corners did some good things for our Philadelphia Eagles here. Very impressive. Very impressive. Tim, will Andrew Luck come back to play? I don't think he'll play this year. I think with the fact that the season's done, you just get him back at 100% next season. All right. Well, that 85 overall Eagles team. Okay, we're up 1. We're at 84 before the game started. I guess now we're up to an 85. We'll just auto upgrade. I don't really have the time to do that. Hey, look at that! A couple more points up there. So we'll just set up the next episode. We're gonna finish it here though. I gotta go record tomorrow's video because I've been doing stuff with the kid today that I didn't have time in the afternoon. We took him to see Santa for the first time, so I wasn't able to record earlier in the afternoon. which means I have to do it. Oh, sorry, Tim. We're going to put out a whooping on your 1-3 Colts. But that will be maybe for another stream, depending on how well this video does. I might just start streaming the Eagles franchise very much like I'm planning on streaming the Snowhawks. But that'll do it for today, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you for always coming back. Thank you for tuning in this stream. That'll do it for me today. If you're new, you're in the chat, or you watch this on the replay, and you feel like you want to subscribe, why not, right? Come on. But yeah, we will be streaming, like I said, we'll be streaming tomorrow night, Mutt. Same, a little bit later, actually. This stream started pretty early. And then Wednesday, we'll be streaming Snowhawks. So plenty of time to catch on the streams. But, yeah, that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. And till next time, make sure you tune in to the Rebuild Roulette tomorrow. And peace out.